Good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are listening to this. This is Do Go On, and my name is Dave Warnicky, and I'm here with the two fancy feasts themselves. It's Matt Stewart and Jess Perkins.
What the hell just happened?
His eyes went so wide.
But that was
It was like he was looking through time and space.
74
And what
episodes.
he brought back with him was calling us dog food.
And good morning, good afternoon. What happened there,
I
Dave?
just felt like I would channel
It was like Stephen Fry.
an old-timey sort of broadcaster / Matt before the show told me that I was the one that talks the fastest on the show, so I thought I'd live up to that with the intro. Probably couldn't even hear. It was more faster than the speed of sound that was.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fast.
To answer your question, I assume the question was, hello guys, how are you? Very well, thank you, David.
Did not ask how you were.
Didn't ask a question, I don't think. Let's go to the tape.
We've gone to the
Dave?
tape, and I was speaking so fast, we have no idea what I said.
Would you like to
We don't
ask
have
us
the
how we
technology.
are?
Would I like to? Yes, I would.
Are you going to?
No. How are you?
Oh.
How are you both?
We're very good. We're very good. Sorry about that, Jess. I'm very good. Jess, I would have no idea how she is. I mean, she's been telling us how good she is, but I wouldn't want to speak for her because that is improper.
I am also pretty good.
Pretty good, Kitty?
I had a V on the way here, so I'm feeling pretty great.
Jess and I we just did some shows over the weekend. We were away.
It's a fun weekend away
Fun
with
weekend.
friends.
We met a listener in this small town called Stratford.
Yeah.
Cool guy called Kieran, who's sorry, Jess, I'm so sorry.
He
I won't make you say it. He's an accountant.
Oh my god, I thought you were going to say he's like some sort of racist, and it's much worse. It's much worse.
It's so much worse.
Yeah.
See, I was still, I took a lot longer to come out after the show. I was busy flitting around, and Matt said, Jess, you got to come out here. There's a podcast listener. I was like, oh my God, amazing. And I was so happy to meet Kieran.
I thought you'd refuse to come out of the dressing room
I'm a diva.
with your star on the door.
I'm a notorious diva. No, I was just
Your stage name, Notorious Diva.
notorious D-I-V-A.
Notorious D-I-V-A.
So then I was like, oh, lovely to meet Kieran. What a nice chap. And
That's
then
so amazing.
I found out he was an accountant, and I felt like the most betrayed I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah, that was an ugly scene.
I threw up.
To be honest. It was an ugly scene.
Did you see that?
You were slapping him while you were throwing up. It was full on.
It was really intense. It ruined the whole weekend.
Your spew came into your hand as it came around.
Yeah.
Open fist into his face.
Yeah.
So you slapped him with your vomit.
Yeah, it did.
That is incredible.
Not by design.
But that's how it happened.
Yeah.
That's the side effect of living
like
the
it was
life
meant to be.
he leads.
Exactly. He made this choice, not me. It's nothing of this is on me.
And she said, "Account for this, you fuckhead," which is I don't know if that fully made sense, but I think he got the meaning.
In the
Carry
heat,
the one punch to your face.
there it is. In the heat of the moment, it's just the best I could come up with. I was very distressed for the rest of the weekend, wasn't I?
You were. You never really recovered.
No.
When we went to Paynesville the next night,
No.
you took it out on that crowd. You brought the pain to Paynesville.
Oh, I did.
How was Paynesville?
Painful.
Oh.
Nah, it's just fun to say because their name's Paynesville. A beautiful town.
So of these places, how were they chosen for your amazing comedy tour?
Good question.
They were chosen by me and fellow producer Emma, and we just sought out the finest towns and cities across Australia. Tonight, when this episode comes out, we're going to Canberra. I don't know if you've heard of that place. Similar to Stratford and Paynesville.
Have you heard of Canberra, Dave?
Very similar to those other two towns. It is the capital city of Australia.
So I didn't want to commit with a yes or a no, so I just made a noise. So people won't know if I'm educated or not.
Tomorrow
Oh, they
night,
know.
Wollongong, and then Friday night, Wagga Wagga. We're doing them all.
Overseas listeners must be... It's called Canberra. It's called Wollongong. Paynesville.
Wagga Wagga.
Wagga Wagga.
Woolloomooloo is my favourite.
Oh, that's great.
That's a fun one to say.
But you know what Stratford, you know what the river at Stratford is?
No.
Avon.
No, you're lying.
I'm not lying. We did the William Shakespeare episode not too long ago.
So it is the Stratford upon Avon
Correct.
River.
Yes.
Correct. That town
Pure
knows how to
coincidence,
party.
I believe.
No,
and that was
I
a beautiful
don't think it
theatre,
was.
and it was called the...
Courthouse.
The Globe.
I was going to say the Globe, but I couldn't think of what the Globe was called. It was called the Globe.
Very good.
Thank you. Anyway, people should come if they're in those cities.
Or go back in time and come to Stratford and or Paynesville.
Do yourself a bloody favour.
Or go ahead in time And, well, I mean, you will anyway, won't you?
I mean, if I could-
inevitably.
That's just
That's how
gonna
time
happen.
works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless you die.
Oh, no.
But if I could go back in time to a place called Stratford, I probably wouldn't go to that one.
Oh, interesting. You wouldn't support two of your best friends at the show?
I'd rather support my best friend William Shakespeare at his birth.
It was a great
Ulysses.
show.
Good call.
It was a great show in Stratford. And the guy who runs the venue, Gavin, was a bloody gun.
Absolute champion.
And his wife, Annie, made us a
Anna.
quiche. Anna, fuck. Anna's the best. Even better than Annie.
Yeah.
Her quiche was delicious. Anyway, what are we talking about?
We're talking about quiche.
Yeah.
Oh.
The rain! Anyway,
Not again.
we're also got the Melbourne International Comedy Festival coming up just next week. It all kicks off, and that's Sunday, the first Sunday in April at 3:45 p.m. We are going to hit the stage and do a live podcast for the first ever time. Who the hell knows what's going to happen?
It's going to be pretty intense.
It's at the Imperial Hotel, which is the home of... it's like the Canadian ice hockey home pub or something like that. It's some sort of ice hockey pub,
Also, the
What?
isn't it?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Cool.
If you want to see ice hockey in Melbourne, that's the pub you go to.
Really?
Yeah.
They used to have a picture
That's where I
of
see my Flamers play.
you Flamers.
Flames.
Go Penguins.
Doing well today.
Penguins are good too. They're my second team.
That's what Matt always says for
The
some reason.
Imperial-
Then Bruins. I also like the Bruins because someone tweeted me about them.
The Imperial used to have a picture up on the wall of James Scullin, who was my great-great-uncle who was the Prime Minister. And I used to point him out to people, and I'd be like, oh, my bloody great-uncle. And then they took it down because they renovated, and now I don't know where that painting is to show people.
how do
Maybe
you
I'll have a
brag?
word. I'll have a word to the bartenders when I get there. Excuse me. No, like, you know who I am.
Where's James? Where's James Skull?
Where's Jimmy Skull?
I'm sorry, we've only got Bogues, Carlton. No, I want James Scullin. No, I've never heard of that
Pint
beer.
or a pot? How
Yeah,
much
what
is
are you
it?
having?
What will it be?
What'll
Look.
it be, madame?
Yeah, I forget that you're from royalty or whatever that is.
What did you call me before the show?
Nothing. I've been kicking myself ever since, and I don't want to relive it.
David, did you want to tell the people what Matthew called me before the show?
It sounds worse out of context. I said what I thought was going to be funny on a different level to what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love it if we could move on.
I feel a moment like that probably every week on this show. Something I think is going to be funny, and then listening back, you just want to crash the car a little bit. I listen in the car.
You just want to crash the car a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
Just to make this,
just like a sore neck.
Yeah.
You know, you want pain.
just to make the stereo stop.
Yeah.
Just
and
turn
the
it off.
airbag pop.
Just turn it off, mate. Just put on some music or something.
It's not the way I do these things.
That's an interesting take, though. Just press stop.
Yeah, I
Why
want to.
press stop when you can just crash the car, wrap it around a tree? You know.
I want to turn the radio off.
Wrap the stereo around a tree.
Oh boy.
Hey, what are we doing this week? I'm so excited
I'm
about
excited.
a Dave Warnocky episode.
They are our favourites.
I'm nervous. If you've downloaded this, you've seen probably what the topic's going to be, and I'm nervous.
Well, that's not fair that they know before we do.
Yeah,
That's
Dave.
how it works every week.
I know, but at
But you don't have to
74 weeks, I'm realising the injustice.
And I don't think you need to rub it in like that.
Yeah, just because we don't know.
How many weeks are you pregnant for?
Me? Quite a show. I'd turn it around pretty quickly.
It's about 9 months. We could have had 2 babies by now. Just saying.
I don't think that's right.
You'd have to do it like this.
Yeah, back to back.
The second one would have to be...
I'm talking about 2 separate women,
Well,
as I often do. I am currently crashing the car. Currently crashing the car.
I mean, you could just have twins and just do it once. If you're
Oh,
talking about
there you
having
go.
two babies, so.
Big fuckhead.
That's what I meant. And they'll be identical, but they'll be different sexes.
Yeah, which is possible. As our listeners
Have told me.
really hammered it home. Well, you were the one who... Anyway, what's
yeah,
the
come
question?
on. Yeah, let's get on to the
Okay.
topic.
Oh,
Let's do this.
I'm treading water. I'm putting it off. Here we go. The question, because this is a show, if you haven't heard it before, because you're interested in the topic, where we take a topic suggested by the listeners 99% of the time, and one of us does a report on that topic. Other two don't know what I'm going to talk about. So to get us on topic, I've got a question, and that question is, what topic do I have to do this week to stop listeners killing me, / what is the greatest television show
Yeah.
of them
Oh
all?
my
Of them
God. Matt, he's doing it. Matt.
I never thought this day would actually come.
That's right. We're doing Diagnosis Murder,
Oh, fuck. Well, that's good too.
That's also
you
fun.
son of a bitch.
which I did actually talk about early on in this series.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you saying?
It's not Diagnosis Murder.
It is The Simpsons?
It is The Simpsons.
Yay! Woo!
One of my favourite things.
I really never thought this day would come.
Neither did I, because I'm such a fan of it. I just feel like I can't do it justice.
Oh, man.
But I'll try.
You probably can't.
Because you were making me a liar every week you didn't do it. I was telling people Dave's going to do it. He's told me he's going to do it real soon. And you've been saying that for, what, a year?
Easily.
Probably a year.
Yeah.
That's how much research I've been doing.
Oh, Dave.
I saw it go into the Golden Hat and someone put it in. They said The Simpsons, or if not The Simpsons, some other topic. And I'm like, Dave, that motherfucker is going to choose the other topic.
Yeah.
I'll skirt around. So the topic, I will say, has been requested by dozens of people at this point. But the credit for getting my ass, for getting me off my ass, the ass award goes to
Oh, the tiny touche.
Mr. Justin McCain, who put it in the Golden Hat and made me step up and make dozens of people
Thank you
happy.
so much, Justin.
Really
you
took
legend.
one for the team in a way, didn't he? Like,
No, because he threw away his. If you don't know,
If you call it throwing away, finally getting you to do what you should have done years ago.
not throwing away at all.
well, I think we should explain. The Golden Hat is we have a Patreon pledge. If you pledge a certain amount, there are 10 people currently that submit ideas, and we have to do their topics. So I have to do The Simpsons, and this one is for you, Justin McCain, and for Simpsons fans everywhere.
Oh, Justin, you've done it. And Dave, you were saying, like, you know, it's a bit scary because it's such a big topic and you've got to do it justice.
Oh, God.
I find with all of my reports, especially the big ones all about things that I care about, I know I won't be able to do them justice. And I think once you accept that within yourself, you're going to be a lot happier, you know? So
I've just got to give up now.
No, not give up. Just don't hold yourself to such high standards, you know? Just know that you'll probably do an inadequate job.
Just crash your car, Dave.
Just crash your car. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we're going to find out if I feel like it after this episode.
Oh my God, this is going to be so much fun. I can't
All
wait.
right, The Simpsons. Let's just talk about it. Big fan, Matt? Big
Yes.
fan, Jess?
Oh, yeah.
Look, I think I'm probably like a lot of Simpsons fans, a big fan of the first, 8-ish seasons. And there'd be so many episodes that I haven't seen from more recent years. And
Yeah,
whenever
agreed.
I catch one, I'm like, I can almost see what the joke was. Like, they're sort of like, they've gone from being really funny to mildly humorous scenarios. Maybe, I don't know if it's me getting older or the show going in a different direction or something, but it feels like it's not as good to me anymore.
Who knew
What do you reckon about that?
Matt could get any older?
I know, wow.
I'm doing it every day,
Maybe you're getting
Jess.
older. So when the first
Every minute.
episode, once again, that's how time works. Who would have thought that Matt would still be around to see season 28 of The Simpsons?
I did not think he'd
Season
make it.
28.
What they're
Wow.
up to. But we'll get
Wow,
there. That's
so
a long way
season
off.
8, so there's been 20, or maybe it was more than that. Maybe it
Yeah,
was like
definitely more than
12
that.
were good.
I think the first 10, probably 9 are excellent. 10 to 12 are pretty damn great, and from then it starts going down.
Interesting.
All right, so you agree.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
I thought that was a pretty
Yeah.
commonly held idea. So I'm curious to hear when it started. I feel like it was maybe even in the 80s, but I reckon you'll probably mention that.
He'll probably mention that. And you know what? I reckon
I'm-
it'll be a good year.
I think I'm just going to cut to season 18, if that's all right.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Pick it up
Hey.
from there. And Jess, you are a big fan of The Simpsons?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember, I don't think I was allowed to watch it as a young kid.
Neither was I when it first was out.
Yeah.
When I was... it's older than Jess and I are. I'll say that right now. So Matt is right about the 80s thing. But I do remember...
Well, yeah, if it's had 28 seasons and we're 26 years old, that does make sense. Math.
Time again.
Look,
You've got us.
look,
I'm
they
getting
could've-
good at
They
this.
could have squeezed many seasons into it.
I'm getting so much better at math, you guys.
You really are. This podcast has done wonders for your mathematical skills.
Yeah, big time.
But yeah, I also was not allowed to watch it, and then
Yeah.
it suddenly became the best thing in my life.
Yeah, totally. And then it was really good because we had, not to brag, Affluent East, we had Foxtel.
As did
Oh
my
my
family,
God.
and
Yeah.
that's how I was
You
so
guys are the
exposed.
worst.
Because what would happen is every Saturday and Sunday morning between 9 and 12, they'll just play six
Just like
episodes
Simpsons.
back to back.
It was the absolute freaking best.
That's what I did every Saturday and Sunday.
Fox 8
once-
always had Simpsons on. At some point.
Once I gave up tennis, which was pretty early into discovering that The Simpsons was on from 9 till 12.
Yeah, I would get up and just watch The
Foxtel.
Simpsons. It
So
was so
Fox-
great.
So Foxtel is pay-per-view here.
Cable.
Cable.
It's cable that...
Because in Australia we have, 5 or 6 free-to-air channels that now have a few more. Now we've gone digital.
Yeah.
But five main channels, and then if you were from the affluent East like Jess and I, you could get
What a dream.
Yeah.
Pete.
It's pretty great.
Cable.
To be fair, we got that a little bit later in my life, but still, I had it. And yep, Saturday morning, Simpsons time.
I had Foxtel from about 6 years old.
Yeah, so good.
Would you have a favourite episode? I know what mine.
Oh.
I think I know what mine would be traditionally.
I can tell you my least favourite.
Simpsons.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, because it still fills me with pain. But I don't know if I can, off the top of my head, think of a favourite episode.
All right, we'll start with the least favourite then.
You know when Homer goes into the other dimension?
Yeah, the one of the Halloween episodes.
And then he ends up in the real world?
You
and
hate that.
And there's erotic cakes.
I hate that so much.
I love... Really?
Because he's so scared.
Yeah.
And
What
he's...
scared?
And
He's like whimpering.
Yeah, he's really... Because he's like... And I'm like, how would he get back? And I just remember watching
That
it
would be the worst.
and just feeling so upset. And because I think it was probably like that feeling of being lost. I think I sort of remembered that feeling from being a kid. And I still... Like, it makes me kind of sad and upset
Think about it now.
talking about it. Yeah.
You mean the one that's a bit like that? Tron. Has anyone seen Tron?
Yeah.
No. Yes. I mean, no. 'Cause that's what he says.
But do you have a favourite?
I think my favourite is Dave will tell me what the name of the episode was, but it's where I think maybe it's called the Lemon Tree or something like that. It's about
Oh, that is such a good episode.
Oh.
When they go into Shelbyville. That's one of my
yeah.
top 10.
that. I think that's my number one.
Why do you like that episode?
I don't know. It's just a really
That's
fun
right. It's called Lemon of Troy.
Lemon of Troy.
Sort of-
right.
Oh, very good.
Helen.
No, we got it.
Troy.
Yeah, no, we understood the reference. Yep.
And Troy instead of boy, which Bart is, and Bart goes over. There's just some great line, we're Tute on son and all that stuff. It's just chock full of very funny lines. He throws the meat to stop the dog, but it just makes the dog. Anyway, this is tedious. What's your favourite episode? Then we should do the report.
Okay, so I will say that I am a big fan, and for my 25th birthday, I had the Simpsons theme party that we've talked about, where I hired out a cinema with 30 seats, mini cinema, and invited my friends round to watch my 4 favourite episodes of The Simpsons. Initially it was going to be 8, but then I decided that it would be pretty tedious to make everyone shut up for that many hours.
Yeah.
So we did 4, and we did Cape Fear,
That's a good one.
which is the parody of the film Cape Fear. They split the E on the end, where
You
they
did
go
one
into
of-
witness
sorry.
protection.
Oh, yes.
The Sideshow Bob coming up
Yes.
on the houseboat.
Great
the,
one.
The rakes, that classic scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh, that's so
But
good.
you just helped me remember my other favourite, which you played that night, the one with Hank Scorpio.
Hank Scorpio,
Oh,
yes.
my God, I love Hank Scorpio.
You only moved twice.
Yes, I love that.
The Beer Baron episode.
That's another.
Which one's a
Homer.
beer baron?
Where he's delivering beer.
Homer
in-
versus the 18th Amendment is what it's called.
in-
It's when
in
he starts...
bowling balls.
They
Oh,
outlaw
yes,
liquor, and then
yes,
Rex
yes.
Banner comes along.
Yep. Yeah, gotcha.
And number one all-time great episode is the Monorail episode,
Monorail.
Classic.
Yeah, good one.
written by Conan O'Brien.
Oh, there you go. Good episodes. Good list there,
Love
Dave.
those 4, but there's so many more. I would have had...
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, Lemon of Troy, definitely.
I always liked the one where it was like in the future and Lisa was... Oh, no, wait, there was a couple of different ones set in the future, weren't there?
Yeah, they're
or
fun.
like the flash forwards where like Lisa's...
Is the president or marrying?
marrying the guy who's like...
I'm not such a fan
the
because
English
Bart
guy.
had become such a loser, and I feel bad for him. And I also feel terrible for Milhouse, who becomes such a loser when he's old.
Well, yeah, but what did you think was going to happen to Milhouse?
I love the line. Is it actually the English guy who plays that English guy? You know, the guy from all those movies, the foppish guy, Hugh Grant. Is that
No,
actually?
it's not.
No,
No, I
it's just
don't
someone
think it is.
sound alike. But then when he goes to Lisa, he's sort of bagging her family,
Yeah.
Homer, and that she goes, "You're like a flower, a beautiful flower who grew in a pot of dirt." I love that's one of my favourite lines. It's so
Very
funny.
true.
She was very offended by that somehow.
Fair enough.
Uptight.
I think his name was Hugh.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, definitely
Okay.
was.
So it was more. For some
And I
reason,
like-
I actually believe that was Hugh Grant.
I think they
voicing
had a
it.
joke about like Maggie won't shut up. She's always on the phone, but you still never hear her speak.
Yeah, very
I thought
good.
that was pretty funny. Anyway, this is tedious.
It is Mandy Patinkin was
Ah.
guest starring,
What?
who is Inigo Montoya.
I know. I know who Mandy. David. I know who Mandy Patinkin is.
There you go. Okay, let's get to Simpsons. Let's get down
Let's
to brass
do it.
tacks.
Right.
What better place to start when the series creator, Matt Groening.
Ah.
Matt Groening.
I always say groaning.
You would.
Oh, wouldn't I? What an idiot. That's
Sorry,
a long
an
time I've been
idiot.
saying something wrong. Thank
You
you.
also say schmoz instead of schmoz.
It's true.
Matt Groening was born on February 15th, 1954.
A good year.
Oh, one of the best. In Portland, Oregon.
Oh,
He was the middle of...
A good town.
I think we have listeners in Portland. I think people have tweeted to us from Portland.
Yeah.
Hello, Portland.
Matt was the middle of 5 children. His German-American father, Homer Philip Groening, was a filmmaker, advertiser, writer, and cartoonist. His Norwegian-American mother, Margaret, or Marge, was once a teacher. His 2 younger sisters were Lisa
Oh my God.
and Maggie. Groening.
No. What?
Do you notice the names there? Father Homer, Mother Marge, sisters
But
Lisa
also,
and Maggie.
but I know I definitely get it. But Maggie is usually a shortened version of Margaret, so was she just named after her mum as well?
Yes, also a Margaret.
Oh, very cute.
That's great. And Bart. Yeah, it's interesting he didn't go Matt. He went Bart instead, which is an anagram.
An anagram of Brat, that is right. He
That
put
is why?
Bart in his place. Yeah, that's right.
That's cool. I love it.
That is so cool. I actually never knew that. Oh, how lovely.
From a young age, Matt was constantly drawing and being told off for being distracted in class. He had to write 500 times, "I must remember to be quiet in class." He described school as like a prison. And when he read about a prisoner of war camp, he related school to that because the teachers are like guards, always trying to tell you what to do.
Wow.
He was okay at school, though. He was elected student body president. His party was called Teens for Decency, which is a name that mocked a local Christian group. The slogan was, "If you're against decency, then what are you for?" Which I can't argue with.
Oh, okay.
Groening found himself rejected by girls when he told them he wanted to be a professional cartoonist. They should have got with him then and there, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, wowzers.
Got with him.
Oh, yeah.
You know
They
what?
should have hitched themselves to that cartoonist.
So what type of guys were they going for then? Do you know what I mean?
Probably accountants.
Because I would be much more attracted to somebody who has goals and drive and ambition, you know?
Totally.
That's a
But what
weird
if they've
thing
got
that-
an ambition to become a CEO of PricewaterhouseCoopers, the largest accounting firm
Then
in
I'd
the world?
stab them in the throat.
Fair enough.
Let him bleed out.
And
Or
then
their throat.
Let
and
him
then
bleed.
just
Let him bleed out of a different wound.
and then just wait for my Medal of Honor because I would be awarded one for saving the world from such a horrible human being.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Could have just said yes to the cartoonist. When he left school, he applied for 2 colleges, Harvard and Evergreen College.
Oh my
Harvard
God.
said no.
Interesting.
He went to Evergreen.
Do you know Evergreen?
Evergreen Terrace.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
It was a progressive hippie school.
So
they
you went
took
for
him on.
either Harvard
Or the hippie school.
or the hippie school.
He sort of rolled the dice
Yeah,
there, one or
okay.
the other.
All right.
He worked on the college newspaper, mocking the school, and often got into trouble for hurting people's feelings with his satire. And he wasn't very good at that because everyone that I've read talk about him said he's a very, very nice person, but obviously he likes to make fun of stuff. And often he would make them upset and then feel terrible about
Aw.
No,
it. So
Matt doesn't have that remorse button, do you, Matt?
no, I
You just-
love it.
You're just out there to just hurt.
Yeah, fuck. Give
Oh.
me someone, I'll fuck them
I
right
do.
now.
Dave,
I feel
get
terrible.
Dave. Go get him.
Dave, you got a very nice haircut. Fuck.
He's not good at this.
I feel terrible. Yesterday I was driving back from the beach.
That was me, sorry.
Okay. Yesterday I was driving back from the beach and I stopped to get petrol and or gas. And I stopped at the petrol station or gas station to fill up.
This is tedious.
And I was pumping the pump and it wasn't working. I was like, maybe this is one of those ones where you got to pay inside. So I went inside. I'm like, is number 10 not working? And the lady goes, oh, no, I just turned it off at night because we can't really see it.
Okay.
And I said, oh, is there a sign? She's like, no, we don't have a sign. And I said, do you think there should be a sign there to tell people? She goes, yeah, maybe. And I went back to the car and I moved and I filled up. And the whole time I'm thinking, God, that was rude, Dave. You're a terrible person. And I go back inside and I'm like, look, I'm really sorry if I was rude. She's like, no, you were really nice. And I'm like, no, I think I was very rude. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that.
And then you went outside again and went, I should have just accepted that I wasn't rude the first time.
Oh,
That was
no.
so rude not to
The
take
whole
your
way
word for
home,
it.
I just had to sit in silence.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
were you
wrapped the
alone in the
car
car or?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I
'cause
was not answering questions from the other people in the car. Just let me feel bad. And then I had to stew about that all night because I snapped. I was I'm like Ned Flanders. I said some horrible things tonight. In 1977, at the age of 23, Groening moved to Los Angeles to become a writer.
L.A. Big
Moved to LA?
city. Big smoke.
LA.
Oh, yeah.
Los Angeles.
Oh.
To-
That's not. That's cute how you shorten it.
So we wanted to be...
LA. Oh.
One more time.
LA.
Okay.
So that's Los Angeles is actually sometime. Or are you just doing that?
I just hope people understand what I'm talking about.
LA.
Commonly, locally referred to as L.A.
Yeah, that's how you prove you're a local. Welcome to LA.
Oh.
So you live here. Please.
Oh, you were born here. You're the mayor.
You should start calling Melbourne M.
No, I don't like that at all.
M.A. Melbourne Angeles. Oh. So you know what the locals call it. He moved to LA. He wanted to be a writer, but he had a bunch of part-time jobs. He was a chauffeur to an elderly director. Never
my
disclosed
God.
who it was.
Dream job.
Mr. Burns. Every name so far has
Just
been.
thinking about people. He was a slogan writer for horror movies.
Horror movie right there on my TV.
That's right.
That's it.
Great reference to the skyhooks there. He was a landscaper at a sewage plant. That's one of the lowest ones.
Why would you? Yeah, why would you care about the landscaping at a
Because
sewage
poo
plant?
makes stuff grow real good. Real
Great
good.
point. Great point.
He was a waiter.
Ugh, yuck! It's worse than landscaping at the poo farm.
He was a waiter at the poo farm. Let me finish. Delivering all the poo. Stuff grew really good there. He grew a lot of crops.
Yeah, I bet.
Then he harvested them and sold them
Interesting.
as food. He was a record store worker at a place called Licorice Pizza.
Okay, that's weird.
I'd read that title and think, what do you sell? What do you sell? Licorice Pizza? No, thank you.
Is he working all these jobs at the same
No, I
time?
think it's more like he's just moving on because he's bored.
Because it feels
It
like
sounds
at
like-
this
yeah,
stage it's
must
one
be.
day a week
Yeah.
for each of them.
So on Mondays, I show for the director.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, I cut the grass at the poo farm.
Sounds like
Wednesdays
Tim
I
Hortons
harvest at
job.
the poo farm.
Whilst working at the record store, he started a zine or a little comic strip called Life in Hell.
Oh.
Ah.
Sold it at the record store for $2. He tried to get newspapers to carry it, but hell at the time was considered very blasphemous in the US of A.
Oh.
And it was
US
like
of
Of
A.
A.
What's that? That's short for.
it's short for L of A, Los of Angeles. But yeah, it was on par with words like fucking stuff. Hell, people
Fucking stuff.
fucking stuff. Look,
Life
I
and
won't.
fuck.
I won't publish anything that says hell, fucking stuff.
HR fucking stuff did not get off the ground until the 90s.
Fucking stuff. It's a bad word, is what you're saying.
So most papers wouldn't even publish it. But then
Would they publish the C
Hell.
word?
he gained employment. See, that's fine. Just not fucking stuff, please.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Sorry.
Keep up with the early 80s.
I cannot. I was not alive.
Late 70s, early 80s. He gained employment, so no one would publish it until he gained employment at the Los Angeles, Reader, which is a newly formed alternative newspaper. His job was lowly stuff like delivering papers, typesetting, editing, answering phones, sort of everyday tasks. But then he showed his cartoons to the editor, James Vowell, who was impressed and eventually gave him a spot in the paper. Life in Hell made its official debut as a comic strip in the Reader, April 25th, 1980. And it became a popular almost immediately.
What's the A stand for there?
Angeles, it's always Angeles.
Okay, great.
It'd
If
be
it-
confusing if it was anything else.
Yeah, if it says A, it's just Angeles.
Okay, sorry.
Come on, mate. Jesus.
So you spell my name D-A, Angeles, V-E.
My middle name starts with an A. It is Angeles.
Angeles.
Jessica Angeles Perkins.
Hmm.
It's not far off, actually. Anyway, do go on.
It's Anne,
Dan
for anyone
Goliath.
who hasn't heard this before.
Anne Goliath.
In just November 1984, so a few years later, Groening's then girlfriend, Deborah, who was a co-worker at the Reader, offered to publish Love is Hell, a series of relationship-themed Life in Hell strips in book form. Released a month later, the book was an underground success and it sold 22,000 copies.
Oh, wow.
So not bad.
Yeah.
More than I expected.
Cool.
Many people say his girlfriend Deborah, who would eventually be his first wife, Deborah Groening, was the brains behind his early success. She was the one who sold his comic book to newspapers across the USA. she enlisted the help of George DiCaprio,
Excuse me?
Leonardo's father,
No
genuinely,
way!
who was at the time a cartoonist, and he became Matt and Deborah's distributor for the comic.
Well, that's pretty
Sounds
cool.
like everyone was a cartoonist back then.
It's cool, isn't it?
I don't know any
And
cartoonists
I've never
now.
met one.
You guys know a cartoon? Matt, do you know a cartoonist?
They all
Yeah.
died out.
Peter Thomas.
Oh, okay, we do know Peter. Yep.
Designs
Actually,
all that
I met a cartoonist at a wedding in
We
December.
I reckon we got some great cartoonist listeners.
Oh, that's very true. Actually,
Get some of the best.
we've had some pretty amazing artwork
artwork
come
too.
through.
All I say is, prove it.
Dave, you've just encouraged
I'm
them to
interested
draw
to see
more weird
The
shit of us.
I'm
I'd love
interested
it.
to talk about the cartoonist at the wedding. Was it like a caricature artist?
No. He was like it was one of the many skills this gentleman had. He was like an illustrator, cartoonist, does a whole bunch of visual art sort of stuff. Lovely guy.
Oh, very
He
good.
sounds great.
Yeah, he was lovely. Yeah.
Is he available?
No,
I don't know.
but that's okay, Matt.
Did you get a card?
No. Shit.
I got a card just after the gig last on Saturday from a real estate agent who was sitting in the front row.
Fucking.
So he saw a comedian and thought, God,
Women
rich.
can be real estate agents.
That was
David?
That was a bit on the nose.
Wow.
There, Dave.
Wow.
Dave,
50,
crash the
50,
car, mate.
50-50. I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week.
Nah, crash the car, mate. You're done.
Because I called her,
I hope you're listening on a windy road, mate. 'cause
hello me. Stop sign. Watch over that.
I like to imagine that future Dave hears past Dave say, hello, me, and he goes like, oh, hello.
I won't be listening back to this one. In 1986, after the book which I talked about before was named Coffee Table Book of the Month in Playboy,
Hello.
which apparently at the time was a big deal.
Yeah, because a lot of Playboy listeners subscribed purely
for the coffee
to
tables.
It's
purely
so
to get the
specific.
tips on the book on what books
No,
to
it's
read.
It's not even book of the month. It's a
Coffee
very
table book.
specific kind of
Oh,
book.
they've also got novel. They've got bird watching book of the month,
Pages and pages of different kinds of books.
Lots of reviews.
and right at the back, they've like in the corner, they've got Playmate of the Month. But no one cares about
Yeah,
that.
that's
No,
not what I'm
I
reading.
get it for the articles.
Playboy.
Yuck.
Ugh, put it away, lady.
Playboy, does that still exist?
Absolutely, and they've just brought back nudity. They went
Really?
a couple of years without, but they decided, hang on, we need this.
Because the internet kind of stole their thunder.
Yeah, so I think they were not making as much money.
Who buys?
Magazines
Magazines.
at all.
True, definitely true, but also like nudie ones.
Yeah. If you want to be, like, unless you get a kick out of a guy behind a counter knowing
Yeah,
that you're a dirty perv,
or that
there's no reason to do that.
Or that
Or you
somebody
don't have
will possibly and probably find it in your room at some point too. You know?
You notice how silent I've been?
Oh no, we're gonna have to introduce Dave to porn later.
Women can do porn too, Jess. Wash your dirty mouth out.
That made no sense.
I was just feeling bad because I called a real estate agent a man.
Well, at least you didn't call Jess what I called her before we started recording, which
we
will
still
not-
haven't said.
we will
We'll
not-
never reveal.
We'll never
We'll
reveal
never
that.
reveal.
We'll never reveal.
I'll
it.
sneak it in.
So the book was named Coffee Table Book of the Month in Playboy. And it's as a result of this, the comic started being published in the Village Voice, a newspaper that Groening had stated he wanted to get into from the start. So, as well as, and eventually it was published in 200 newspapers and had millions of readers.
Wow.
So it's doing quite well. And it's a featured anthropomorphic rabbits, sort of hastily drawn.
I reckon I heard about this. Not to jump ahead, but I feel like that had a longish life. I reckon.
Yes, well, I'll tell you that this comic strip was published from 1977 all the way up until 2012.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Kept versions and editions going of it.
You're kidding?
And did he have creative control of it? Or
Yeah, it
is
was still his thing. I think because after The Simpsons made him a rich man, he could do this just for fun.
Right.
That's cool. Nice
and
one.
He had creative control of this. But maybe he didn't of The Simpsons.
David.
But I jump ahead.
The sizzle.
Love a little sizzle.
Can you hear that? Sizzle.
It's run up Davy Boy's tongue.
Sizzling. Old hot tongue over there.
Hot tongue
Golden
wannabe.
tonsils, hot tongue.
What a package.
It's the two things people look for. Over your tonsils.
Why is his tongue so hot?
Yeah. Oh, get out of my mouth. Matt,
I really like Dave, but his tongue is so hot.
it's hurting my eyes to look at. Put away your tongue.
Watching him eat is like staring into a fire.
It's great, though.
I just don't know what you're talking about.
He doesn't have to pre-cook his food. He just puts
Pops
raw
it in.
meat on his tongue.
Yeah, but he can't eat.
Sears it both sides for 15 minutes. That's a pretty long and painful process, but
That's eating with
he
Dave.
gets good results.
Eating with Dave, the new program coming to you soon. Matt and Deborah married in 1987 and they had 2 sons, Homer and Abe.
Oh.
Yeah. Right,
I'm assuming everyone knows this. Abe's obviously Homer's dad in the
Grandpa
Simpsons.
Simpson.
That's right, Abraham.
Yeah, everyone will know that, right?
Yeah, but just in case. I don't know, maybe people have seen this and thought, The Simpsons, I've been meaning to get into that. Maybe this podcast will catch me up on all those jokes,
Oh, God.
of which we butchered a couple at the start. We'll leave Matt alone for a second. We jump to a guy called James L. Brooks, who was already a TV and movie legend at this stage.
Bit of a ledge.
Bit of a ledge, especially in the biz.
And the L stands for...
Lafayette.
Oh, sure it was going to be Los.
Los Angeles. I don't know.
I don't know this system at all. I cannot figure it out. A is always Angeles.
Yeah.
but
L could be anything.
L can be anything.
Right.
It's Lawrence. I've looked it up for you.
Of Arabia.
Who was Lafayette again? That was Scientology.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Right. Oh, fuck.
Lafayette run.
That was
Hubbard.
only
Last
a week
week,
ago.
yeah. It's been a big week, mate. It's
Has
all
been
right.
a big week.
So James L. Brooks, he's a legend in the industry, got a real aura around him
Ooh.
that you can see.
Positively glowing.
People will do whatever he wants because he is Merlin.
Remember when I had that aura for a bit? And then I got that cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aura cream.
And
Yeah,
it went
do you
away.
regret curing it?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It wasn't my colour, though. It was purple. I don't look good in purple.
Well, you know. Who does? Name me someone who looks good in purple, apart from, obviously, Jeff the Wiggle.
My Year 9 science teacher only wore purple. Everything was purple.
That's weird.
It's so weird. But it would be like purple pants, purple t-shirt, purple jacket,
Oh my god, this
purple
guy's
hair type.
smashing.
Woman. Fucking hell, Dave.
Women can wear purple too.
Women can be teachers.
Oh, sorry, I was imagining Wake Up Jeff the whole time, just in full purple garb.
That is a real shorthand for letting people know you're eccentric without actually having to say it, and or getting anything weird like a pet turtle that you walk on a lead or something like that. Just go, look, I'm head to toe purple, okay? Eccentric.
I'm eccentric.
I can be eccentric just by going down to Kmart, you know.
I don't even have to bring my turtle,
Yeah,
which I've got.
Which I've got, obviously.
I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
Of course I've got a turtle.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dave, do go on.
What about Oprah? The colour purple.
Ah, the movie that she made. Took me a second. I thought you were trying to say that Oprah meant purple.
That entire time, he was completely zoned out thinking of that joke.
Oh, would you call it a joke?
Well, he would. And could you tell by his face how proud he was of it?
Look at his face now.
He's so good.
It doesn't know. What went wrong? It's like, I don't understand. I said the best thing ever.
I forget the listener can't see my face.
Oh, man,
That
I
is
can't
good
wait for the
face.
live ones. They're going to love your face.
Oh, my face.
I really hope you get, like, stage fright and just freeze in front of them and you sit there very seriously. That would be fun for me.
I will be wearing a mask. Of Oprah. In the colour purple.
That's all right, then.
The greatest role.
You know women can be Oprah.
I don't think so. They can have estate agents. They can have science
They
teachers.
can have them.
But they can't have Oprah.
Interesting.
She'll
Okay.
always be in my heart. My purple heart. What about Prince? He could wear purple.
I was thinking of Prince.
That's true.
But your Year 9 teacher-
I'd call him eccentric.
She was Prince.
your Year
Did
9
I not
teacher
mention my
was-
Year 9 science teacher was Prince? God, I learnt a lot of science
You
that
learned
year.
a lot about what happens when doves cry. Write out the hypothesis. What do you think is going to happen? The aim.
You also found out about Cream Shaboogie Bop. Oh, Bop.
Oh, there you go.
That's the lyric.
Well, Dave can be cream. You
Yeah.
can be Shaboogie.
I'm Shaboogie.
Oh,
I'm Shaboogie.
you're definitely Shaboogie.
I'm cream.
That's how we...
In colour and flavour.
Hi. We come out... when we do a live, the Prince experience. I come out... Dun, 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 dun. welcome, cream. And Dave comes
And
dun,
then-
dun, 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 goes, I'm cream. Dun, 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 dun. And then he does the double point to me and goes,
Yeah.
Shaboogie. And I go, dun, dun, dun. I'm Shaboogie. Dun, dun, dun. And then we both go, dun, 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 dun. Bop.
And I come out from something in the stage.
Like a riser.
Yeah, I rise from the stage.
But it shoots to something goes wrong with the mechanic and you just get squashed into the ceiling.
The music just stops playing. No, it just keeps playing. And Matt and I just stop and are looking at like a blood-soaked ceiling.
Yeah. Jess is dripping down from the ceiling like she's been obliterated.
Yeah.
Wait, but I was wearing like a cool sequin dress though, right?
You were. And,
that's right then.
And the thing about the drips coming down,
Yep.
purple rain.
And then
And it was all fake, and then another Jess
Yeah.
pops out, but this time it goes wrong.
oh, what a show that'll be.
The
gonna be
cream
gross.
Shaboogie Bar.
Spoilers.
What do we do?
It's like we knew this was going to be a long episode too, so instead we're doing long bits about cream Shaboogie Bop.
Should I talk about James L. Brooks?
If
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Oh,
mind.
I'd love to hear about
Do
this
go
guy.
on. Mm.
So at this stage, got the aura about it. That's how we got onto it.
Do you have any like examples of
Aura?
movies he's
Okay, so he'd won several
any movies, especially ones he's put together?
several Emmys already for creating the Mary Tyler Moore Show, which is a groundbreaking show. He then created Taxi,
It's a show about groundbreaking,
Oh,
about breaking
It is a
ground. It's a
back-
jackhammer.
backyard style.
Yeah.
show. I'm gonna make over this ground. First, I'm gonna jack into it, and
sort
then I'm
of
gonna
jack
get the
into it?
then I'm gonna get the jackhammer to clean up my mess. He also created Taxi, which won 18 more Emmys.
Ugh.
yeah, that's the one with like lots of classic comedians in
Like-
a taxi. All of them in a taxi, right?
Like a clown car.
Yeah.
Is that what you were saying?
No,
Is it-
but
is it
but it's the
driving in
one
cars
is it-
with-
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, and it's like Michael Richards in it and stuff like that. It was like some crazy cast, I think, of if I'm thinking of the right show, including that guy who died ages ago that people love.
Andy Kaufman.
Yes, him.
Thinking of that. Danny DeVito.
Still alive.
Tony Danza.
Tony Danza. That's why I get him and Kramer confused. Who's your boss? And also, hey, I'm Kramer. You know the two.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Who's the boss?
I prefer Who's Your Boss.
Did you say who's your boss before?
Who's your boss?
No, I thought you said who's the boss.
Okay, good.
James L. Brooks also produced, wrote, and directed movies as well. He's a production company, which he started under Fox, called Gracie Films.
They did. All right, I'll list some for you. Finding Nemo.
No.
Mary Poppins.
That was a
Mary Poppins 2, Back in the Habit.
That crossover movie that we all love.
Oh, God, classic. He also did Driving Miss Daisy Crazy. Was a spin-off?
From Miss Daisy Crazy. Is that one?
Yeah, I'm just being silly. Do go on.
He also produced. Gracie Films, which is named after the comedian Gracie Allen. Just a side fact there. He produced Big. Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Great film. That was one of my favourites as a kid.
Great film.
Say Anything.
Great film.
Never heard. of it.
Riding in Cars with Boys.
Did I not just say Riding in Cars with Boys like 2 minutes ago and you did not hear me? Listeners will have heard that.
I didn't hear
I
it.
thought you said Driving Miss Daisy Crazy.
No, I said that, but before I said Riding in Cars. Anyway, yes, keep going.
Jerry Maguire.
Let's go to the tape.
Oh, Jerry Maguire, very good.
Wes Anderson's first full-length film, Bottle Rocket.
With
Maybe
the classic phrase, show me the bottle rocket.
Show me the bottle rocket. That was it. James L. Brooks saw the success of Jerry Maguire and decided to use that line in every production.
You must.
henceforth.
Yeah. Hey, once you find the formula for success, you keep going, you know?
Yep.
He was an extremely hard-working perfectionist, sometimes to the point of being a little crazy.
Was he a Virgo?
Was he a virgin?
Dave.
You've got to
Dave.
get your juices out, mate. Before.
What? What? Please do go on.
Well, I was saying, look, okay, so you were saying it was a bit full on, and then one of you also said he was a virgin. So I was like, you got to release the tension, and I called it juices, which was wrong. But I can't. Of all the dumb things I've said, why that one stopped you guys in your tracks?
Matt,
Yeah.
do you ever listen while driving your car?
I will this time.
Wrap it up!
I'm gonna rent a really expensive car to do it in as well.
Yeah, please. A Mustang.
Yeah.
So James L. Brooks is the first of the crazy people I'm going to introduce. There's a lot of these hardworking TV executive types all seem to be geniuses, but also, I imagine, very difficult to get on with in your personal life. Richard Sakai is James L. Brooks, what people have described as his henchman at Gracie Films, like his sort of assistant, right-hand man, sidekick type person. Do anything for James L. Brooks. And they modelled Smithers on him as he was devoted to Mr. Burns like Sakai is devoted to...
Okay.
Sort of just making fun of him.
I like henchmen too. Will you boys please be my henchmen?
Well, because they were. If you had to fire someone, James apparently wouldn't want to do it himself.
Oh,
so
I would never do that. I would make Matt do it.
The henchman in to do all the dirty work. Another player in the early Simpsons story is Barry Diller, who was the guy at the helm of Fox at the end of the 80s, and Fox is the production or network that produced The Simpsons. Mm-hmm. He was a CEO of Paramount when Taxi was winning all those Emmys, so he knew Brooks well. But he and Brooks had a tense love-hate relationship because they're both pretty tense guys, much like Matt and Jess. That's right.
We're very tense.
Love-hate.
Barry Diller is now...
I love to hate you.
Another intense guy who is now worth an estimated $2.6 billion with a B.
Hang on a sec. Hang on. All right, okay. Carry the one. Okay. That is a lot of dollars.
Yes. I thought you were about to say that is probably more than all of us put together.
Yeah, no, probably there, mate.
So Barry Diller is still a TV executive, but he invests in lots of websites. That's where he got a lot of his money. He's the chairman of the website Expedia, and last year paid $100,000 to have his Jack Russell cloned in Korea.
What the fuck?
That's the main reason I bring him up, because that's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and probably fucked, eh?
That's fucked, eh?
But he was head of Fox at this time, so he's the guy that's green lighting or red lighting a lot of these projects.
Wow.
Rupert Murdoch bought Fox in 1985. Our very own Rupert Murdoch.
Rupee.
Australian... we don't claim him anymore. He's not he's an American citizen now. He's theirs.
Yeah, we don't want to be...
They can have him.
Have anything to do with him. But he spent $250 million in the 80s to buy half of the network from financier Mark Rich. Rich, having fled the country to avoid a $48 million tax bill, needed the cash. So he sold it. Murdoch had partnered with another investor called Martin Davis to buy that half. And in September, Murdoch bought the other half from Davis, making him the sole owner. Reportedly, Davis wanted to flip a coin with Murdoch to see who would buy the other one out. But I guess Murdoch called his bluff.
Wow. There we go.
And the Simpsons feature Rupert Murdoch once or twice.
Yeah, quite a few times. They make fun of him. Fox lost $95 million the first year after Murdoch bought it due to some pretty average TV shows. But Murdoch was committed. He wanted to make it work. Mainly because he's $500 million in at this point.
Yeah, you probably want to make that work.
Jim Brooks, as people call him, had left TV for film, but he was enticed back when he began receiving videotapes from an actor and comedian called Tracey Ullman. Mm-hmm. She was from the UK and already big over there, but wanted to do something in the USA, so she got her LA agent to keep sending videos to James L. Brooks. And he was taken by what he saw in Ullman. She's a very talented lady. He decided to take the young actress under his wing and return to television. He was determined to develop a vehicle to showcase her many talents, including acting, dancing, and singing. And he decided to create a sketch comedy show around her that would call The Tracey Ullman Show.
Cool.
A typical episode would begin with Ullman giving a brief introduction. It's pretty much from her dressing room, which would lead into the opening credits, which would have the show's theme song, which is You're Thinking Right, written by George Clinton. Then 2 or 3 comedy sketches would be presented in each episode, most designed to showcase her ability to mimic various accents.
Oh.
Those always go well, those shows.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, hello, how are you doing? I'm Tracey Ullman. See, I can do it too,
Hello, Tracey Ullman. I'm also Tracey Ullman.
Hello, a couple of classic Tracey Ullmans here. What
aren't
we got?
We just a couple of Tracey's?
What we got here?
What have we here? We got the 3rd Tracey Ullman.
Free Tracey Ullmans.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Blimey.
Hey, hello.
Hey, bangers.
Bangers and mash, all right.
These sketches would typically last 25 to 30 minutes each. No, that's not true. Imagine if that had to.
Imagine that for 25
all right,
minutes.
let's do it.
Till eventually there's like 75 Tracey Ullmans on screen. Oh, hello. Very confusing.
But typically, the final sketch of the night would include a musical or dance number featuring Ullman solo or with other members of the cast. So that's what it would usually
5, 6, 7, 8.
Tracey Ullman, Tracey Ullman.
Have you seen any of it? It doesn't sound super good.
Apparently, it's critically
Tracey Ullman.
well received. Didn't get the great ratings.
Right.
Interesting.
But they needed something to separate the scenes and sketches, something that completely broke it up so the audience would realise it wasn't a continuation of the last scene. Which, to me, like stuff like Saturday Night Live does that all the time. Like, you don't need something to break it up. You don't. End of the Tracey Ullman sketch. Next sketch.
Why is she wearing a mustache now? I don't understand what happened to her character.
Why is she not saying Tracey Ullman over and over again? Initially, the idea they almost settled on this idea, was talking animals. They threw around the idea of a talking bear to break it up. They weren't that into that idea, but it was the best they had at the time. Let's pencil in the bear.
That's great.
There is 2 versions as to how The Simpsons was chosen over the talking bear. Ken Eston, who was the producer of the Tracey Ullman show, remembered that Richard Sackeye, the right-hand man, the henchman, or henchwoman, women can be henchmen too.
That's true.
I'm learning. Ken remembered that Richard Sackeye, the Smithers to Mr. Burns, James L. Brooks, had given him a drawing for his birthday, and it was a drawing from Matt Groening's Life in Hell cartoon. Ken said, how about we get that guy to do drawings in between the scenes? Does anybody like that idea? And everyone was like, yeah, we like that idea. The bear's out. Fuck the bear.
Oh, the bear's just got a tear
bear.
rolling down his face. Or her face. Bears can be women too.
The bear was finally happy that they was going to be able to put food on the bear table.
And then it was fucking out, starving.
Fuck. Brutal.
Oh, boy.
Hey, that's showbiz, eh?
It's bear.
Wow.
Bear-based showbiz. The other story is James O'Brooke received an original drawing from Life in Hell from another person. He had written, directed and produced a very successful film called Terms of Endearment. It was an incredible success with 11 Oscar nominations, of which it won 5, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Adapted Screenplay, all for James L. Brooks.
Who starred in Terms of Endearment?
Shirley MacLaine won the Academy Award for Best Actress. Jack Nicholson won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor.
I do know the one. Yes, I'm with you.
So it was a big success, and this is part of the reason why James L. Brooks, he's conquered TV, he's made his own movie, and then he smashed that as well. So everyone's sort of in awe of this guy, and that's kind of why he's allowed to do whatever he wants.
Cool.
He says, I want to make this Tracey Ullman show. Fox says, sure. But the production designer of Terms of Endearment, designer Polly Platt, worked on the film. She was also nominated for an Academy Award for her work. So as a thank you to James L. Brooks, she wanted to get him a gift. She liked Life in Hell and claims that she bought an original print from Matt Groening's wife, Deborah. It was called Los Angeles Way of Death. And the Hollywood joke was that even if you become a success in Hollywood, you're still just as miserable as you were when you were a nobody. James apparently loved it, laughed a lot, and put it up in his office. And she claims she said to him, you should do a TV special on the characters in Matt's cartoon.
Oh.
So they're the 2 stories. Either way, he's seen Life in Hell, James L. Brooks. They approached Matt and thought he might shut them down as working in TV was a bit too commercial because he's a bit of a hippie, and the cartoon's very anti-establishment. So they think they're coming at him with Fox, which is a cable network now owned by Rupert Murdoch, that he might be like, nah.
Yeah.
But they ask him if they can do 1-minute cartoons that could be split up into 3 segments to break up. So 20 seconds at a time to break up the show. And he says, sure, why not?
Yeah, because he's not an idiot.
But another producer had teed up another cartoon by Heidi Perlman, who did a comic strip about a psychiatrist. I guess they were going to see, they hedge their bets and see whose cartoon suited the show more. And when they started making the show, when it went into production, they were only getting submissions from Heidi, but they stopped getting cartoons from Matt. And when they looked into it, Groening had bailed because when he got the contract, part of the deal was that Life in Hell, the merchandising would now belong to Fox. And at that point, that's how he's scraping along making a living with mail orders, people like T-shirts and merchandise and stuff. And he thought, well, this cartoon's not going to make me rich.
Yeah.
And then I'll lose this money. So he was like, nah. Also, he had a deal with the publisher, so it was going to get a bit messy. He was working it out. So he said, don't worry about it. They were pretty keen on his drawings over Heidi. So they said, how about you create some new characters, ones that we could license? And he said, sure. Why not?
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And the story is that in the car on the way to the pitch meeting with Fox, where he had to tell them a new idea, he was asked, "Have you got your new idea yet?" And he said, "No." And they said, "We're on the way to the meeting now." So he sketched out a few characters based on his own family, the Simpson family. Another story is that he did it in the Fox waiting room. But
Either or.
But probably pretty last minute.
Yep.
And when you think, even if it was just a couple of days before, because it was last minute, even if he did have time, when you consider the thought of a totally new idea that would go on to be the most successful and longest running cartoon and primetime show of all time, it's amazing even if you spent like a couple of weeks on it.
Yeah. That's so cool.
His Simpson family were crude drawings named after his own family. The producers of the Ullman show liked them and Fox liked them, so they signed a deal with Matt that would prove to be extremely lucrative. He was going to be given a percentage of all merchandise sold. To this day, Matt personally signs off every bit of Simpsons merchandise and gets a percentage of all the sales.
Wow.
That's a good deal from
Yeah,
him.
holy
Especially when they were coming
shit.
from a relatively strong position, but I guess he proved that he was
they-
willing to walk, so...
And it's been speculated that Fox offered him this deal so they could pay him less up front, because they were thinking, we're just signing you to do some 1 minute cartoons.
Yeah.
Who's going to want to buy merchandise anyway?
Yeah.
So we can
That's
pay him
so
half as
good.
much, but give him way more merchandise. But
Wow.
because of this, TV companies apparently don't do deals like this anymore because of what it can. Because at the time of the meeting, the then 33-year-old Matt had to take a bus home because he couldn't afford a car. And now he is worth $500 million.
Wow.
Mainly because of this deal.
That's
Love it.
amazing.
So he should be. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So they probably paid him shit all, but then
He's still done okay. Wow.
totally good. Now, because the rest of the Tracey Ullman show was not animated, they had to find an animation studio just to make the Simpsons shorts. Fox looked at roughly 200 animation studios for the job.
Fucking hell.
That's too many.
A small company called Claspy Chupo was chosen, run by husband and wife team Gabor Chupo
Claspy and Chupo.
and Arlene Klasky.
That sounds like a made-up gibberish name.
Klasky Chupo, I know. It totally does.
That's offensive. Those are their names.
Oh,
I believe he's
what have I done?
Hungarian.
You fuck.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I love Hungarian salami.
That's not the same as the people.
I'll accept it.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
redeemed.
You're now the king of Hungary.
But have you heard of Claspy Chupo?
No.
No.
They'd go on to produce
Yes.
and animate the
Hey.
Nickelodeon classics.
Rugrats.
Rugrats, Our Real Monsters, The Wild Thornberrys, and Rocket Power.
I knew it.
Oh,
So they play at the end of Rugrats, yeah.
They've got a very similar style, so that's but different, very different from The Simpsons.
Yeah, so I guess that was them making their own thing.
Yeah.
But this is...
That's cool.
Yeah, and they got the gig by offering to add colour for the same price as just black and white, which is what James L. Brooks initially wanted.
He wanted colour.
And they were like, oh, we'll do it for
We'll throw in
colour, which is way harder for an animator.
Right.
He was like, all right, you got the job.
Cool.
Suckers.
Matt Groening reportedly
What
found...
was that you just said there?
Said suckers,
Oh, suckers.
but I said it a bit funny.
I thought you were trying to say success and you said it weird, like success. And I was like, all right.
Both work.
Yeah, both good. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, no, I was just saying that Matt Groening reportedly found human skin tone portrayed in cartoons to be quite freakish at the time. Animator Georgie Pelucci decided to make Marge's skin yellow and her hair blue. Fox at first weren't so keen, but Gabor Chupo talked them into it. And they decided to make all the characters yellow.
There you go.
And also, it's been pointed out that when you're flicking channels, it's very distinct.
Oh, that's true,
Because
yeah.
It's unlike anything else. Even since the success, no one else has made.
Well, nobody else would now, would they?
No.
Because it's so classic to The Simpsons. So now, even if a show was completely different, if they had the characters yellow, people don't know, it's not The Simpsons. You know, like
Totally,
it's so
but
unique to them.
The success of The Simpsons, which I will talk about, a lot of cartoons popped up to try and cash in on the success.
Yeah,
but it's-
totally.
But interesting that no one would be like, oh, I want to go to that extent.
Yeah.
Even Futurama didn't go that way.
Yeah, so they look similar. Obviously, it's a Matt Groening created show, but didn't have the yellow. For the voices in the original 1 minute shorts, for some of the main characters, the producers decided to keep it simple with Homer and Marge and just use actors that were already regulars on the Tracey Ullman show.
That makes sense.
So they grabbed Dan Castellaneta, who voiced Homer and still voices Homer. He was appearing on the Tracey Ullman show just as part of the cast. And before landing the role on the show, he was working as a voiceover guy in radio.
Oh, cool.
His voice for the character started out as a loose impression of Walter Matthau. He's from The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Can you do a Walter Matthau?
I'm sure he can.
No, I can't.
Dennis. He was also on Dennis the Menace.
He wasn't Dennis the Menace.
Dennis. I said it just like that too.
I can do an impression of Matt doing an impression of Walter Matthau.
Yes, please. What was that?
Dennis.
Oh, very good.
Dennis.
Very good indeed.
Oh, Dennis. You've got up to mischief again.
Oh, the pointing is nice.
Oh,
you.
Dennis, you've got up to mischief again.
Oh, not as good.
You pointed with the wrong hand.
That was Matt.
Yeah, no, I know
Nah.
you were doing Matt doing... Oh,
No, I
I
was
see.
pretending that Matt did it twice, and the listener was like, "Oh my god!" But they never did that.
They definitely knew.
No putting words in your mouth, listener.
Get that hot tongue out of their mouths.
Interesting. No response.
And there he is. Your eye work today has been...
It's just off chops.
It's
Well,
gonna
when,
go.
when you've got eyes this big, you may as well use them.
Okay,
You might as well
Bashimi.
what them?
Look, I'll talk with my eyes from now on.
It's going to make for
Um,
a weird podcast.
so it was originally Walter Matthau, but it later evolved into a more robust voice. That's self-described, and he said he couldn't do the voice he initially did for 9 or 10 hours straight. So the original Homer, he just legit couldn't keep doing it week
Yeah.
after week after week
It
after
ended
week.
up being, just more of a deeper version of his
Yeah.
own voice. But yeah, I remember the early... You know that 138th episode Spectacular? And they showed old clips. Were they actual old clips?
Yeah,
You know, what does matter? Never mind. that clip, well, I always wondered if they were fucking with it and saying, look how... These old episodes that didn't exist, but that was
I'm
real.
pretty sure
wasn't
it genuinely is a clip show. Yeah,
That's interesting.
But they also add in other stuff like.
And he did sound like a bit like Walter Matthau.
Yeah, the voice is completely different. It totally is. But they stuck with him. And he would go on to voice numerous other characters, including Grandpa Simpson, Barney Gumble, Krusty the Clown, Groundskeeper Willie, Mayor Quimby, Hans Moleman, Sideshow Mel, Itchy, Kodos, the squeaky-voiced teen, Arnie Pie, and Old Gil. That's all one
Gil.
guy.
Old
Make the sale,
Gil.
Make the sale. Gil, make the sale.
I love Gil.
He's
Gil
one of the
is
best.
great.
Gil's so good.
It's like, who's that there? Is that Fred? Oh, no, don't put him on. When his wife's having an affair.
Oh, that's good.
Julie Kavner was already an Emmy Award-winning actress as well as being a regular on The Ullman Show. She was chosen to voice Marge, using her normal speaking voice almost exactly.
Oh, wow.
She also voices Marge's mother, Jacqueline Bouvier, and sisters Patty and Selma.
Yeah,
Bouvier. So she just does all the Bouviers.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it'd be weird if someone did a very close Marge impression,
Yeah.
but they got Dan to do it. So that's the two people that were already on the show, but then they started casting around. Yeah, Yardley Smith was brought in because the casting director remembered that she had a funny voice.
Does have a pretty funny voice.
She was only 22 at the time when she was asked to read for the part of Bart. When that didn't work out, she auditioned for Lisa and got the part.
Yeah, cool.
She was born in Paris and came to the USA aged 2 and holds dual citizenship.
Ah.
She is the only member of the main cast who solely voices one character, so she just does Lisa.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
No other characters.
Yeah, that
Is
makes
she
sense.
a Scientologist or something?
No, she's not a Scientologist. But Nancy Cartwright, who was initially brought in to audition for the role of Lisa, but when she saw a picture of Bart and read a brief description about him, she improvised the line, "Whoa, man, yeah!" To which Groening said, "That's it. That's him. That's our Bart."
So
Wow.
one came in for Lisa, one came for
Yeah,
Bart,
and they swapped.
switched.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
didn't realise
"Whoa,
that.
man, yeah!" That's the line that got her the role that would make her an absolute millionaire.
That's some good improv.
It
Matt?
definitely is.
Matt,
On
Yeah,
spot,
I'd
go.
agree. Oh, okay.
give us some improv.
All right, I'm coming in. I'm playing a boy character. Okay. Oh no, boobity boo.
We'll call you,
Okay.
and it probably will be a no.
This is the second week in a row we've auditioned Matt.
Oh, I've got one. How about yeah, man, whoa.
You got the job. Thank you
you.
so much.
Yeah, that was so clearly
That's
there.
him.
That's
That's
him.
him.
That's
That's
our
our Bart.
That's
That's
our
our
boy.
That's our Brady boy. That's our Dave on the podcast. That's how. it actually went.
Wait. Before you give it to her, give me one more chance.
Was that
Give it
your
to
Walter
her.
Matthau?
Whoa, boobity boo.
Yeah, see, it's the boobity boo that I'm
the
not.
problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'm will not budge on the boobity boo.
And I will not budge either. So
Well, I think we're at an impasse.
thank you for your time, and for wasting mine.
Look, I'm not going to take.
And I will see you in hell. Good day, sir.
Like the cartoon at
There
the
is the
start.
door.
You'll see me
There is the door.
having life
There's the
in
door.
hell.
There's the door. There's a door right there behind you.
Yeah, I'm looking at the door. What
Yep.
next?
Walk through it.
All because you said
The
bobbity
door?
boobity boo.
Bobbity boo.
Oh, this is fucked.
Yeah, well,
This is how you're going to run business? Well, this TV show is going to be bullshit and you'll never be successful and suck a fuck. You can also suck a fuck, sir. And you can suck a fuck, sir.
Hey, I just came.
And you can also suck a fuck fur. And you can suck fur, fucker.
There's so many people in this audition.
We've actually got a different part that you would probably be great for. It's
Yeah.
angry old man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, I accept.
Thank you. I accept boobity boo.
Oh, he did it again. No, get out.
Remember, that's exactly what happens when they audition Poochie. He does his voice. Oh, I'm rockin' Poochie. And then he says, I'm sorry, next. And he's like, oh, I didn't get the part, hey.
Yeah.
They give him because he sassed him. That would be what happened with you, Matt.
If you ever got an audition.
Back to Nancy Cartwright. She joined the Church of Scientology in 1991. A few years later.
91.
She was awarded Scientology's Patron Laureate Award. And all she had to do with that, to win that, was to donate $10 million.
What?
Twice her annual salary to the church in 2007.
How? How did she... Oh, in 2007. I understand.
Oh, not straight away. She didn't buy
Yeah,
away
I thought
in-
she'd done that within the first 2 years. And I was
All
like,
she had to do.
how?
$10 million.
$10 million.
That's all.
She gets paid $5 million a year.
Well, we'll talk about their wages.
I wouldn't mind that at all. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Cartwright also voices Nelson, Todd Flanders, Ralph Wiggum, and Kearney.
Kearney.
Oh, so only one of the Flanders boys.
Yeah.
I assume they were both the same.
Who's Kearney?
The
Kearney's the
white
shaved
t-shirt
head.
wearing bigger bully.
Yes, gotcha. Yep. Thank you.
Harry Shearer came on board after producer Sam Simon asked him to and told him it would only be an hour a week's work. Harry has later said, Sam lied. Shearer had, at this stage, already had 2 stints on Saturday Night Live and co-wrote, co-created and starred as Derek Smalls, the bass player in one of the greatest movies of all time. This is Spinal Tap. Do you guys like Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
Yes.
They rock.
I also
Please don't ask me any follow-up
I
questions.
also like the movie we're talking about.
They
I have
sing
seen
your
it.
theme song. What's your anti-theme song? Big Bottoms. Big Bottoms. Big Bottoms.
Oh, I like Big Bottoms. It doesn't have one.
About bum
Oh,
flaps,
okay.
bottoms,
He likes big butts, and he cannot lie.
Fuck. That's my one weakness. I cannot lie about
His
it.
other brothers can't deny.
My other brothers? Boppity boop.
You've got the part.
Wait, hang on.
Harry doesn't voice any of the main family, but he voices many, many characters, including Monty Burns.
Skinner.
Yes.
Monty Burns, Skinner.
He does. Well, he does.
Oh, Reverend Lovejoy. No. Yes.
Yes, he does.
I yelled over you and I did not hear your answer. Yes was the
He
answer.
does Monty Burns. He also does Smithers, meaning he has a lot of conversations with himself.
Yeah, it happens to all of us.
Ned Flanders, Principal Skinner, Otto, Reverend Lovejoy, Dr. Hibbert, Kent Brockman,
Okay. Well,
Jasper,
I was going to get.
Lenny,
I was definitely going to get all these.
Eddie,
Yeah.
McBain, Scratchy, and
Yep.
many more one-off characters.
Oh Jesus.
That's such good range. There are some pretty varied
Incredible.
voices in that.
The difference between Lenny and like McBain.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the difference? Give us an example.
Hi, I'm Lenny.
And I am McBain.
I'm McBain.
There we go. Very good.
That's the range right there. And finally, Hank Azaria, also just 22 years old at the time of auditioning. He was starring in a one-man play that apparently no one was going to see when he got a call to audition for the role of Mo. He did a bad Al Pacino impression he was doing in the one-man play. And he got the gig.
Awesome.
When he joined the show, he'd previously only ever done one voiceover role, which is amazing as he too does millions of characters, including Apu, Mo, Chief Wiggum, Comic Book Guy, Lou, Carl, Dr. Nick, Snake, Kirk Van Houten, the Sea Captain, Bumblebee Man, Cletus, Superintendent Chalmers, Dredrick Tatum, and many more.
I love Dr. Nick.
Dr.
Nick's
Nick is
great.
great. It isn't Mr. McGregor with a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg.
Apu
Hi,
feels
Dr.
troublesome now, a little troublesome.
So apparently, at the time, yeah, he claims that they wanted it to be like a stereotypical Indian person, but then they later said that he came up with the voice for that one.
Right.
Oh, everyone
with
blaming everyone, eh?
So there we have our main voice crew. So the 1 minute shorts for The Simpsons was pretty basic, focusing on the family's daily life with the kids being kids and annoying their parents.
Kids. They love to annoy.
That's right. Matt Groening would turn up on set with a 2-page script, and then the voice actors would go off and record the voices in between blocking and rehearsals for the show. And then the animation studio had 1 week to make the show week to week.
Cool.
Just tried to keep ahead. In the first 2 seasons, the shorts were divided into 3 or 4 parts, but in the 3rd season, they were played as a single story. And according to some, out of everything on the show, the cartoons got the biggest laughs from the live audience, and the producers knew they were onto something good.
So how many? So we're in multiple seasons now. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it lasted that long.
Well, they did 4 seasons of the Tracey Ullman show. all
Oh,
up.
cool. So you'd call that some sort of a success.
Yeah, so it's not like a bomb or anything.
Yeah.
It's just that, sadly, it's only remembered because of
It's been
the
dwarfed
show The
by
Simpsons came out of. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like anything would come out of that. Even the Drew Carey show would feel dwarfed. And we all know how great that was.
Did the Drew Carey show come out of Tracey Ullman?
No.
Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rocks. Ryan Stiles.
Cleveland in what state, Jess?
Ohio.
Ohio, the
'Cause
greatest.
He yells Ohio, right?
The greatest state of them all.
Yeah.
Ohio. Jess Perkins in Geography Girl. She can identify anything on a map if it's clearly labelled.
What's that?
Land. What's this? That's a water.
That's some water. More land.
What's that? That's the edge of the map.
Edge of the map
That's
there.
a cork board.
This is my fridge.
My fridge.
That's my mum.
She.
Just touching her face with a point.
Just kind of touching her nose or like her cheek a little bit. This mum.
Annie.
Stop
touching Annie on the face.
She loves it. She hates it. She's like, get off me. And I'm like, I love you.
No one loves that. Being
Nah.
pointed at
She loves it.
to the point of touching their nose.
Interesting.
No one. Oh, I like it. Oh, no.
Dave, do go on.
When the cast were being made up, in order to entertain the audiences, the crew would play a bunch of these 1 minute cartoons back to back, and the audience loved it. But one of the main reasons James L. Brooks considered taking the show to a full series was the director of the many shorts, David Silverman, accosted him at a Christmas party whilst very, very drunk. And Brooks had never heard someone speak so passionately to him, mainly because people were scared to death of him, about how making The Simpsons into a full show, what it would mean for animation and for primetime television.
Wow.
So he was like, yeah, someone's finally telling me how they feel.
Well, that's cool.
So you know what happened there? Alcohol saved another day.
As
Just
it
another
always
example
does.
where alcohol proved to be good. I rest my case, Your Honour. And yes, I will drink drive again. And you can fuck your tree off. I don't care that it was in your front yard. I was drinking the good juice, as I call it. Whiskey. I came up with that, me.
The good juice.
I think we should hire him after all. He's an improvising madman.
Bubbity boop.
Nope, he ruined it again.
Whilst all this is happening, Fox were actually looking to shut down the Simpsons shorts because they're costing about $15,000 a week and apparently not testing well with the audience survey, despite when they play it to the live audience, they love it. But now Jim Brooks had an idea, and when Jim Brooks has an idea, he does what he wants.
Jim Brooks, what a cool dude.
You'll notice at the start of every episode of The Simpsons, after the couch gag, you know,
Yes.
when they sit on the couch, which I never considered this, but when researching this, it makes complete sense. They tailor the couch gag to be as long as they need to make up the rest of the episode. So if they have an extreme, like a short episode, if they're short a minute, they play that really long one where they're all dancing with elephants and at the circus and stuff. But if they don't have enough time, they shorten the intro altogether or make it a really quick one. So it's just a device to kill an extra minute of television each week.
Interesting.
That's why they have the long... Matt Groening wanted a really long theme song. He didn't realise, because he hadn't watched TV apparently since the 70s. He'd given up on it.
Of course he had.
He didn't realise that TV shows no longer did long theme songs at the time. He was like, yeah, just like they did in the 70s. A great long theme song. We'll have a car chase. It'll be amazing. And then they made it, and they were like, well, at least we don't have to animate a minute of TV every week.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Worked out well.
Got that.
Smart.
But you'll notice after the couch gag on the main TV, it says created by Matt Groening, and then it says developed by Matt Groening, James L. Brooks, and the third name is Sam Simon. we come to our third main player in the development of The Simpsons. Sam Simon was already a veteran writer and producer who had worked with Brooks on Taxi. He worked on the Tracey Ullman Show and had also written for Cheers. It was
Where everybody knows your name.
And that name is Sam Simon. He assembled the first writers' room for The Simpsons. He assembled the best writers in the country, a writers' room that is still revered to this day amongst American TV writers. Still talk about how it was so good. He is often, as in Sam, credited with being the chief architect behind The Simpsons, responsible for developing the heart and soul of the show when adapting it from these 1-minute shorts about a family to a full-length series about an entire town. Sam developed and defined the looks for Chief Wiggum, Mr. Burns, Dr. Hibbert, and nearly all the characters voiced by guest stars. He put together the models, which are the basic set of drawings of each character that the animators work from. So here's like the basic, here's what they look like when they're doing this, and now you fill in the blanks. He made those. Reading what people say about Sam, he seemed to be revered, but much like James L. Brooks, probably a bit hard to work with. Matt Groening said, "I think Sam is brilliantly funny and one of the smartest writers I've ever worked with, although unpleasant and mentally unstable."
Oh.
A bitter relationship would develop between Matt and Sam. In the Washington Post, after the first series had aired, Matt said, "I'm involved in every creative aspect, from conception of ideas to writing scripts, to directing voices to designing characters." Sam replied, "He's doing a lot of other stuff for the show, merchandising and things like that. He's like the show's ambassador." So
oh, wow.
they both wanted to be the man about the show.
Oof.
Matt actually developed the template of The Simpsons, specifically the family, and Sam turned it into a whole world and made it more than just The Simpsons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
So yeah, he came up with the idea, and then many people that Sam, over the first few seasons, developed it. When The Simpsons exploded, Matt would be the face of the brand as he was listed as the creator. So everyone wanted to interview him. The newspapers wanted to write about where's this show come from. They saw the creator. And also James L. Brooks, because he'd won all those Oscars and those Emmys. Everyone already knew who he was. Sam Simon was famous in the TV world, but largely in the mainstream was unwritten about, and this pissed him off.
Mm-hmm.
It also made the other writers laugh that Groening would lap up the spotlight and talk about being in the writer's room late at night when he actually didn't have that much involvement with the writing of the full show. A running joke early on in the writer's room was that Matt had been assigned a script to write, a full script that he was in charge of, and over the first seasons of the show, it never materialised. The joke was that he was going to hand it in any day now, and it never came.
Oh.
But Sam was like smashing out ideas. Apparently, a lot of times they'd come up with a punchline for a joke and everyone would say theirs, and about 9 times out of 10, they'd go with Sam's idea.
Wow.
But I've also read that if you had a better idea than his, he was happy to go with it. He wasn't like, no, you got to do my idea. The best idea won.
So, much like in this podcast, we would go for Dave's joke.
9 times out of 10?
Yeah, come on, mate.
Yeah, look, I'd like to run the numbers.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
Matt you are the numbers guy. The relationship between Matt and Sam got worse, much like Matt and myself.
Mm-hmm. Matt and myself.
Matt and myself. The problem with the podcast is I'm not given the credit that I'm Julie Gunn. I don't know what that word is, but do go on. Matt eventually snubbed Sam at the Emmys and didn't invite him to sit at the Simpsons table.
Oh, brutal. Hi-oh.
Sam would eventually leave at the end of the 4th series, but as a credit to how much he developed the show, he would continue to earn $20 to $30 million a year up until his death from cancer in 2015.
Wow.
He then bequeathed his entire $100 million estate to various charities that he'd supported throughout his lifetime.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
But to get to the end of the 4th series for him to leave, we've got to have the first series. So to get the first series off the ground, they put 7 of the 1-minute episodes together and secretly tested it with audiences. And it tested through the roof. People love that shit.
That's a huge surprise.
They love that shit.
Yeah.
They showed Barry Diller, who's the guy, the head of Fox that resurrected or cloned his dog. Mm-hmm. He was skeptical.
Oh.
Not enough.
He was like, can I clone my dog?
Can I clone my dog from this?
Yeah.
That's all I care about. I want a Jack Russell on my desk by the end of business. And if not...
And I want it to be the exact same as my current dog. Thank you.
And if I don't have that dog, you don't have a series. And you know what? James L. Brooks got that dog. Because he's fucking James L. Brooks. He knew animation costs a lot, and he knew that James L. Brooks probably wouldn't want to just do a pilot. He'd want a full series. Because he's James L. Brooks.
Sure.
You don't give James L. Brooks a pilot. You give him a fucking series.
He doesn't half-ass.
No, exactly. So Barry was a bit worried because it's going to cost heaps. Barry took Rupert, the big boss of Fox, aside and secretly showed him the shorts that they put together, and Rupert loved it. He thought it was hilarious and told Barry, "You got to buy this tonight."
Wow.
But they shopped around. They shopped the idea around. They showed it to the heads of ABC Television, who loved it, and they said they'd buy it on the spot. Diller heard that the ABC was interested, so he committed $13 million to secure 13 episodes.
What?
So they played them off against each other. $1 million an episode.
What?
I imagine that's heaps in the 80s as well.
Yeah, big
That's
money
so
for a cartoon.
Because, yeah, I wonder how much it would cost now. Imagine just because it's voice talent.
The voice talents cost millions an episode. Yeah. And I've got to say, at this time, the very idea of doing a cartoon for adults at prime time was super out there. The last time they'd done it was at the end of 1966 for the Flintstones.
Oh,
so no one's done it over 20 years. And there's no, like, South Park or Family Guy or anything like that, obviously. They get influenced by this. So people are unsure if this 1 minute show that people like could actually be a half-hour TV series.
Yeah. Wow.
To make it suitable, James L. Brooks wanted to make it way deeper than the 1 minute short. So that's why he wanted more about the town, more stuff going on.
Yep.
Not just... Because the 1 minute shorts, I've watched a few of them because some are on YouTube. It is like Homer being pissed off that Bart does silly stuff.
Yep.
Which is cool for a minute, but, like, you know, they don't have the heart and the soul and, like, the recurring jokes or...
Yeah. Just the context.
Yeah. And you know how The Simpsons makes you feel human a lot of the time.
There was a big change, right, when it... Early on, especially, it was a show about Bart, and then I've heard people say that it got better when Homer became the main guy.
Yeah, so I will talk about Bartmania, and when that dies down, what they do instead. But initially, money was tight, and they had to edit the series out the back of a tiny trailer for the first 6 months. But The Simpsons moved up in the world in 1988 when they got their own lot at Fox. The writer's room was in Gracie Films' bungalow, which was a... bungalow formerly owned by Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, cool.
So it's probably nicer than any bungalow I've ever been in.
Oh, definitely.
I imagine some shitty bungalow. I don't think so.
Better than the bungalow you lived in, Matt, as a teen.
3 by 3 meter cube.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Did it have a window?
There was a small window.
Thank God.
Yeah, it was permanently open.
Because The Simpsons looked unlike all cartoons of the old animation style, Disney, Warner Brothers, Flintstones, all that kind of stuff. If you think about it, it looks nothing like that. The animation head, Sherry Gunther, got a lot of younger animators and student animators who would come in and easily adapt to their new style, unlike older veterans who were sort of stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Things like Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny. They found it easier to teach new, young talent how to do it. So these young animators would... And also they'd have new ideas, so they'd define the look of the show. Young people.
Wow.
The Simpsons needed a theme song for that very long intro I was talking about. So they got Danny Elfman, legendary composer and musician, to make the theme song. It took him 3 days, 2 hours, 48 minutes and 19 seconds.
But who's counting?
He is a very famous composer, won a lot of awards, and he realises that his most famous work is the Simpsons theme song.
Wow.
It's a great tune.
Matt Groening had approached him and
How's
asked...
that one go? Louie, Louie. Oh, no. We gotta go. Ay, Louie. Yeah, that's right. Oh,
Louie,
God,
Louie?
it's good.
What was that, the Kingsman?
Yes.
Matt Groening had approached Elfman and asked for a retro-style theme song, and it took 2 days to record with a full orchestra.
That's pretty cool.
Now, for the first episodes, the animators would draw a storyboard for each of the commissioned episodes. They would be accompanied by extensive notes for directions and camera instructions, and then they'd send the rest to South Korea, where they were animated by hand by hundreds of artists who were paid not very much.
Really? Wow.
So a little bit dodgy. Because it would take so long, so they'd send these off and they'd have to wait months before they see anything back. Obviously, when you're making a pilot or a series for another thing, you can watch the edit from that day. So you have an idea of what's going on. But they had to wait months and they had no idea what was going to come back. And when it finally came, they were pretty excited to see, the pilot. 50 people crammed into a tiny room to watch the first episode. They were so fucking excited. And it was awful.
Oh, really?
The animation was unwatchable. It was out of sync, the colour was off, everything looked shithouse.
Oh, no.
The animators had also taken some license, including when the family are watching a TV show called The Happy Elves Meet the Curious Bear Club. A bear cub tears the head off an elf and starts drinking its blood. And they're like, this is not the show we want to make.
Great.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's
So
funny.
everyone's super excited. They've all watched it. Everyone's like, yeah. They watch it. Then no one says anything. Silence. And then James L. Brooks says, he stands up and says, do you think we could thin out the ranks a bit? And everyone fucking ran out the room. So, and it was just left was a couple of the producers, Matt Groening, James L. Brooks, and a head animator. And they all felt like they were fucked. They were like, we just ordered 13 of these. This looked terrible. So they had to delay the series to work out the kinks. A big problem with the animation is people were struggling to draw in Groening's style. So he's really like cartoony and just draws it in a second and throws it off. But that's not good to reproduce over and over and over again. So they had to round out the characters a little bit, make them a bit rounder. So you'll see between the shorts and the first episode, they look a little bit different. And then as the series goes on, now they look completely...
In that 138th episode, you see, it's so different. They sort of get unsquashed.
Yeah, so and that's much easier to, like, even the shirts they're wearing and stuff, super easy to make. Fortunately, the next episode that came in was a Christmas-themed episode called Simpsons, Roasting on an Open Fire. And it looked a lot better. So it was decided that everything would be delayed up until Christmas so The Simpsons could debut as a Christmas special.
Oh, cool.
And that's what happened on the 17th of December, 1989.
A good year.
A good year, Matt.
And that's the first year with... that's the first one with the dog?
Yeah, that's right, the first one with the dog.
El Helper.
And that's the first ever. It was the second highest rating show in Fox's history up until that point.
Wow.
So it did well.
What was number one?
I'm not sure. Married with Children was on at the same time. That was their big show, so probably that, I would say.
Cool.
The series continued the following month. So they had the Christmas special, a few weeks off, 14th of January. So the only ever episode to be in the 80s was that first episode. Everything else is the 90s. 1990, 14th of January.
A good year.
Good year. The year of our
Birth.
We are your Lord.
The year of hell.
Or what was it again that you called me earlier today?
Was it Lord? Did you call it a religious figure?
Something like that.
Something like that. But I digress. I mean, we've talked about it so much. People don't want us to talk about that anymore.
No, they don't want to know.
The Simpsons continued the 14th of January in its regular Sunday 8:30 slot in America. That's when it first came out. The numbers only improved. By May, The Simpsons was number one at its time slot, top 20 for the week.
Wow.
And at that time, Fox was only available in 4 out of 5 homes in America, so they're missing a big part of the market. So, considering it was doing very well...
4 out of 5. So they're missing...
1 out of 5, which is...
A fifth.
Which is, as a percentage, Jess...
20.
20, well done.
I clapped for myself. Numbers.
The Simpsons quickly became Fox's biggest show, even bigger than Married with Children.
Ooh.
And that classic Married with Children theme song. Louie, Louie. Oh, we gotta go. Yeah, great. God, such a good show.
Frank Sinatra, what a great singer.
They did some Married with Children on The Simpsons, I reckon.
Yeah.
Hey, Peg.
Al, I want to have sex. I don't know, Peg. And then a toilet flushes and they all laugh.
So funny.
That's great.
I don't know, Peg.
In a nutshell.
That's it. Critically, monetarily, and comedically, The Simpsons was a huge success from the end of its 13-episode run. It went so well that they were worried about what to do when the series finished. Murdoch wanted constant reruns, but Brooks and Simon didn't want to exhaust their success with saturating, the market with their show. This is a time where the executives were right and the creators were wrong because the reruns were incredibly popular and just kept bringing more and more fans on board.
Well, that's like how we would watch the
Exactly.
same. And it was often...
But it freaks me out to think, like, when I started watching it, it's like 1998 or something, so they've got the first 8 series. So it's about 200 episodes to cycle through. But if they're playing 6 a week, that's every series on the Saturday and Sunday. I can't think of a time when The Simpsons didn't exist.
Yeah.
When the second series came, the Fox executives had a big, bold plan.
A big, bold plan.
Their big, bold plan was to move The Simpsons from Sunday to Thursday.
No.
That's a bold plan.
I've always loved Thursdays.
And Thursday night would mean it would go up against the biggest show on TV at the time? The reigning champion.
Oh, let me guess. Sign. I don't because he started saying
I was
S.
going to say... I was going to say 60 Minutes.
60
I heard that was really
Minutes.
popular.
It's
So
a
that's
show.
on a Thursday show.
It's a
is it?
family-friendly show that now you wouldn't even rerun because of what's happened since.
Cosby.
It's the Cosby Show.
Yes!
That was huge, wasn't
So
it?
that was a fucking massive, the biggest
Wow.
family-friendly show at the time.
Yeah, not so family friendly, am I right?
It was decided that The Simpsons would go up against this juggernaut, and the newspapers built it up like a boxing match. The LA Times headline, Bart versus Bill.
Oh,
New York
no.
Times, Simpsons to compete with Cosby.
That's crazy. Yeah, cool.
Sam Simon didn't like this idea and thought it was distracting away from the show. So what he did, he created a character called Dr. Hibbert that wore sweaters, laughed stupidly, and made fun of Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I like Dr. Hibbert's laugh, which I cannot do. Nope, it's high. It's like a.
Matt, have a go.
No, I think Jess got pretty close there. I don't think I'll beat that.
No, but if you could please, there we go. That's a bit better. If you could please laugh like that from now on, that would be really great. Yeah, it's not bad. That's not bad.
So the big night came. Bart versus Bill. And when the ratings came in, Bill Cosby. This is as a percentage of all viewers, 18.5.
That's big.
The Simpsons, 18.4.
Oh,
Just missed the mark. But when you think about the fact that
close.
only 4 out of 5 televisions got Fox,
Yeah.
it was pretty great, and it only continued to improve. And by Thanksgiving, they beat Bill Cosby.
Take that, Bill Cosby.
And that was the last series of the Cosby Show they made. The Simpsons ran them out of town.
They genuinely, that's pretty brutal TV to go, we're going to try and take you down.
Isn't it?
Yeah. In there.
I guess it's business.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy like. Bit ladylike, bit crazy like. No, I'm saying all right. In there.
Fully sure I know what you're saying, but I like it. I like how you're saying it, even though I don't know what you're saying.
The Simpsons continued to improve and officially beat Cosby by Thanksgiving. And now The Simpsons proved they could officially compete with anyone.
Oh, if I was going to audition for a part with boopity boop, it would have been Cosby Show.
Oh, yeah, no, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
But
Oh, the flipping and the flopping and the beeping and the pooping.
The world went crazy for The Simpsons. It was a hit ratings-wise for Fox and was a top 10 show overall. A merchandising boom began and Fox signed a deal with Mattel and 50 other product licenses. TV merchandising like this had never been seen before. When TV Guide put The Simpsons on the cover, it sold more issues than any other that year. 6 TV cartoon sitcoms were put into development by other networks trying to compete, all inspired by The Simpsons. Steven Spielberg and Tim Burton developed Family Dog, a show created by Brad Bird, who worked on a lot of cartoons and now directs films like Mission Impossible. But it only
started off with Family Dog.
Family Dog, and it only aired 2 episodes.
Oh, really? I would have thought Family Dog would have done really well.
They canned the Family Dog.
Family Dog was put in the bin.
But as Matt said about Bart, in the early days it was all about Bart. He was a cultural phenomenon, and it was described as Bartmania. Bart was seen as critics as obnoxious and a bad influence, and shirts that read underachiever and proud of it were banned from many public schools.
No fun.
In an interview with People magazine in 1990, then First Lady Barbara Bush described the show as the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Marge responded in character with a tongue-in-cheek letter saying, "I've always thought we've had a great deal in common, each of us living our lives to serve a great man." The lady wrote back and apologised for her loose tongue. And if you remember, later on they had Two Bad Neighbours.
Yes.
Barbara Bush and George Bush Sr.
A really good episode, which was
Very
based on
good.
Dennis the Menace.
The revenue for the first year from merchandising was estimated to be $750 million.
In the first year, did you
First
say?
year.
$750 million.
In 1991, Matt Groening made Forbes' list of top 40 richest entertainers with an estimated $18 million in earnings.
Oh, my God.
Imagine if he'd stayed anti-establishment and said no.
Yeah, that's why you should always say yes to the man.
Fuck yeah.
That's where the big dollars come from, baby.
It really
Name a
changed
rich
so
hippie,
much.
you know? Name one.
Can you be rich and a hippie? You can name some
Exactly.
rich past hippies.
Exactly.
Yeah, sell out.
Sell out.
Sell out. Do
Sell
it.
out. Get your millions. Get a yacht.
Buy
Live your
me some
life.
stuff.
I am willing to sell out for a yacht. I'll say that. On
I
record.
don't know if I want a
I
yacht.
don't
I'm not
get
that big on
yachts.
boats, but
You don't want a yacht?
I don't get it.
Nah.
What rich people want yachts?
yeah, I don't get that.
Don't you like the idea of sailing the seven seas?
Not really,
Nah.
no.
I'm a land lover.
Yeah, or I'd like to fly.
Fly me to the moon.
All right,
or
fine. I'll
whatever.
buy you a fucking Gulfstream. You want that?
Yeah, what's that? The things that make the water sparkle?
That's only funny to you because Dave never remembers the name of Soda Streams.
SodaStream. I can't remember what it's... Now, that doesn't make any sense to me.
We know, mate. We know.
I'll take a yacht. Would you rather SodaStream or a yacht?
Soda Stream.
You poor bastards. Growing up in the Affluent East, I'm more au fait with the yacht life, not the soda life. I don't make my own soda. I fucking own Pepsi.
You would so get seasick.
Yeah, I would.
You wouldn't even be able to enjoy your
And
own
they'd be
fucking
like,
yacht.
have these bubbles to calm your stomach. And I'd be like, I refuse. I will not put them near my tum-tum.
My burning tongue.
My hot tongue.
Tum.
1991. Music and record label legend David Geffen had the idea of doing a Simpsons Christmas album for Christmas that year. It became the Simpsons Sing the Blues. The writers wrote humorous lyrics for the characters to sing over blues and hip-hop tracks produced by DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh man, that sounds like the worst idea.
The album went triple platinum within weeks.
Could I be DJ Jazzy Jess?
Yes,
Oh, that's good.
Thank you so much.
that could be.
I'm pretty jazzy.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know when you're going to be able to use that.
DJ Jazzy... What do you call yourself? DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Princess?
Nah, I wouldn't call it that.
Wouldn't say that?
I would probably call myself DJ Jazzy. What would you say? DJ Jazzy Jess and the Fresh Princess. Matt, would you call me a princess?
I'm not au fait with that at all.
How good is the word au fait?
Au fait's great.
I'm so au fait with au fait. With being au fait on all topics, young and old, small and large, especially yacht related.
You're au fait with yachts.
I'm so au fait. I've never been sailing in my fucking life. Been on about 2 boats.
It sounds. No
Did you get
good to me.
seasick?
I
I did.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
You bloody landlubber.
I'm a landlubber.
I'm a pirate.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like a nightmare. It's just sailing around the
A
world.
lot of maintenance,
You're
too.
relying on the wind.
And it takes forever.
Yeah.
Like, just fly there.
Where do you? Is it because you reckon you're going to enjoy the journey, being in like horrible squalls? Squalls aren't things.
Are you trying to say squirrel the American way? Squirrel. Why do you say squirrel? Look at the word. Why is it squirrel? Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Squirrel.
Maybe they spell
Also,
it
why do you say
differently.
Graham and not Graham? If anything, it should be Graham.
Or Craig.
Graham.
And not Craig.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Craigslist.
we have
Aluminum, not
Squirrel.
aluminium.
we have quite a lot to still get through,
Anyway.
I'm assuming.
No, we're nearly there. The biggest
Thank
song.
fuck.
The biggest song from The Simpsons Sing the Blues.
Yes.
You know the single?
The Bartman.
Do the Bartman.
I remember that. I was alive when that came out.
I thought you co-wrote it.
I co-wrote it. I was quite old at the time. It was one of my last hits. It was originally called Do the Matt Man, but no one knew who I
No,
was.
it didn't catch on.
So it didn't catch on. So
Do the Matt
Dun,
Man.
dun, 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 dun.
it was co-written by Michael Jackson, or is that just
That's
a
right. It
rumor?
was secretly co-written and co-produced by Michael Jackson, who denied it at the time.
Oh, I love the episode where Michael Jackson is in it.
Yeah. Also uncredited, right?
Yeah, that's right. He couldn't do
it's
the
your
voice.
Birthday.
Oh,
He was
legal.
contracted.
But he did.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Lisa.
we couldn't be credited as
Credit,
the voice.
right.
Yeah, if you think about it, Lisa, It's Your Birthday is a genuinely good pop song.
It's really
It's
cute.
a well-written song.
I love it.
Do the
So
Bartman.
was Lisa. Your teeth
Teeth
are big and green, Lisa.
You smell like gasoline, Lisa. Da-da-da-dee-sa. She is my sister. Her birthday, I miss her.
Fuck, that's very funny.
I've forgotten that, but I'm glad I still know it. Do the Bartman never officially released as a single in the USA, but it was in the UK where it sold 400,000 copies.
That's insane.
I
That is
remember seeing
crazy.
it on like Rage or Video Hits on Saturday mornings. They used to play the film clip.
Did you go and buy the cassette?
Nah, I didn't.
The 8-track?
Didn't.
Did you go and buy the record?
No.
Did you use
you-
that Thomas Edison's original gramophone?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
this
used
is
to.
on your gramophone.
Someone.
Did you play it on your player piano?
No, someone sent it through to me via Morse code.
Oh.
I don't know why Morse code's making noise. It's more like just
In
the
the
same.
tune of.
Yeah,
releasing
that's
it.
awesome.
Oh, yes.
But eventually, Bartmania died down. This was evident when Burger King had to send a lot of Bart toys back.
Oh, no.
But
Mania.
Bartmania took hold, and everyone was obsessed with butts.
They still are.
To the butt man. But the show itself went from strength to strength. So even though Bartmania died down, people still loved the family. And Homer eventually stepped in as the main character, as you were saying, Matt.
Yeah.
And they actually found it easier for Homer as an adult to be in more situations than Bart as a naughty kid.
Sure.
You can't do that much. But Homer can go to space and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
But Homer can go to space.
Yeah.
Not Bart.
As we all know, kids are banned from space.
They're not allowed in.
They just can't get through the atmosphere. And of course, over the years, the show was helped along with a plethora of Simpsons guest stars. The first credited guest star was actor Sam McMurray, who appeared in Homer's Odyssey, the show's third ever episode. Sam McMurray is best known as Supervisor O'Boyle in The King of Queens, and also plays a character in Breaking Bad, like a small character.
Yeah.
But he was the first one to be credited as guest star, but he's not like a big name.
Much like I'm a guest star on this podcast.
Yeah, permanent guest star.
Yeah.
Every week. Guest star and JP.
Oh, we did say that you are. This is your 74th episode, which makes you make more episode appearances than the person who's done the most guest appearances, 52, and that is Phil Hartman.
So he was never actually
He was always guest as.
Yeah, right.
Listen, he played
some of the best
two of my favourite characters, Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure.
I was about to say Troy McClure.
And he basically does him in
Lionel Hutz.
his own voice. It's pretty close to
They're both
Yeah,
similar.
they're very similar.
Both characters had to be retired when he was murdered by his wife in 1998.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh my god!
No,
I
how
remember
terrible is
that
that?
morning hearing that on the radio.
on the
news.
wireless.
Yeah.
Did you hear that on the wireless?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's shocking.
You and the family standing
sitting
around,
around
sitting around the wireless.
Yeah. It was almost like we could see it.
Wowzers!
When we first heard radio waves.
Yeah.
It was so vivid. Like it felt like you could see the Goonies and other such, and Phil Hartman.
Was it in your imagination?
Obituary and stuff like that.
Oh, I can picture Phil Hartman now.
Yeah.
I couldn't before.
It's sad.
Yeah, no, I do know exactly what you mean.
They are two of my favourite top 10 characters. I think probably my favourite character ever is Lionel Hutz.
Yeah, so funny. The tie bit.
Oh.
How good's the tie bit?
If you look again,
I'm
not really wearing a tie at all.
all.
A red and white striped tie with a Windsor knot.
I do.
Did we talk about that recently?
Yeah, we did.
I think we did. It's so great.
Scientology. Last week. God, thanks for listening to my reports, you dicks.
Well, we did a lot of Simpsons references last week in anticipation for this. There's been less Simpsons actual joke references on this show.
Yeah, which is interesting. And there'll probably be more to come.
You were really getting us ready.
Yeah, I was hamming it up.
Did you knew at the time?
Yeah, I've chosen it. I've been researching for ages, as you can tell. At the time of his death, Phil Hartman, this is a side fact for fans of other shows.
Is it a fun fact?
Yes, it is.
Oh!
And there will be lots of fun facts at the end of this episode.
Yay!
I was supposed to say like a record amount, I imagine.
Excellent.
Hartman was preparing to voice Zap Brannigan, one of the main characters specifically written for him in Groening's second animated show, Futurama.
He's one of the best characters.
I love that character.
I know.
Yeah.
So it was written for him.
Totally.
Yeah, he would have been so good at that, yeah.
Now, just the Simpsons legacy here. At the time, because I could go on and on about, well, you all know the show, the success it became, but that's sort of just how it all started.
Yeah.
And at the time of recording, 613 episodes of The Simpsons have been broadcast.
Wow.
Its 28th season began in September 2016. It is the longest-running American sitcom and the longest-running American animated program, and in 2009, it surpassed Gunsmoke, the old Western, as the longest-running American scripted primetime television series ever.
That is incredible.
And it's like a cartoon.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, it hasn't been good for a long time, but still, geez, it keeps going.
In its time on screen, 244 other shows have come and gone on the Fox network. So it's outlived nearly 250 other shows.
Wow.
That have started and stopped in that time.
Do you think obviously you say that they're not as good now. Do you think they'll wait? Will they quit while they're ahead in a way? Can you imagine a world in which The Simpsons stops?
I know, it will be weird to watch
the final
episode.
It has to eventually. It has to.
Yeah, I mean, because the voice, the cast has remained the same.
Yeah.
Oh, true,
they're
yeah.
going to start.
So they had to take a pay cut. We were talking about pay earlier. They were on $400,000 an episode, but a few years ago they had to cut it down to $300,000 because it's making less show. Yeah, it's making less money.
$100,000
pay cut
per episode. But how much work are they actually doing? Like, how often would they go into the studios?
Do they even go into the studio? I think a lot of them have it written in it. Oh, this might be bullshit, but I think they might do it remotely. I'm pretty sure I've heard Harry
As in what,
Shearer-
they have a studio at home?
Yeah, they just... That might not be true.
Fuck, if I was making that much money, though, I'd have a podcast studio in my house.
Oh, yeah, you could build one.
Yeah, it's not that hard, is it?
But I meant like you could like build one on a couple of months' wages.
Yeah, totally.
Like a professional
Like
one.
a really good one.
I just feel like what...
With a foyer and a receptionist.
Ooh,
You'd have to enjoy
Bill,
doing
because
it.
men can be receptionists too.
He's learning!
It feels so good to be equal.
Actually,
Yes,
one of the receptionists at the radio station I work at, his name is Phil. There you go. Great guy. Yep.
I just, can't believe that. Phil. A receptionist.
Yeah, Phil. I know.
That's something.
I know.
Time named The Simpsons the 20th century's best television series out of all of them.
Wow.
And Bart was named part of Time's 100 most influential people of the century.
That's insane.
He's the only cartoon character on there. So no Mickey Mouse, no Bugs Bunny, but Bart Simpson is.
But that's amazing.
100 most influential people of the 20th
Wow,
century.
He's not even a real person.
And he
No.
outranked Homer.
Yeah. Wow.
And Lenny. How about that Lenny?
January 14, 2000, the Simpson family were awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It has won dozens of awards since it debuted as a series, including 31 primetime Emmys. So, Can you imagine James L. Brooks' shelf? He's got 5 Oscars, about
Mate, we're
50
talking
Emmys.
shelves.
Shelf. Oh, imagine.
Wow, you reckon? Holy moly.
He's got a room for him, I reckon. Out in the shed.
Chuck it in the pile.
In the pool room.
Now,
Going straight to the pool room.
are you ready to finish off with some fun facts?
David,
Yes.
I am so ready.
There's like about, maybe 15 of these?
Are you serious?
So many.
I really want to watch some more episodes now, because I keep saying it's gone shit, but I haven't really watched much of it.
When I see it, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's what's happened to me too. It could be bad luck. Maybe we're both just coincidentally seeing the only bad new episodes.
All right, hit us with some fun facts.
Here's some fun facts. Springfield was chosen as the town's name as there are 49 Springfields in the USA. Matt Groening did not want people to know where it is. There are even more towns called Lincoln, but Matt thought Springfield sounded funnier.
It's pretty funny. Good call.
Mo's number, his phone number is 1 digit longer than a usual US number, so people don't prank call a real phone number.
That's great.
In France, Homer's dough is translated as toe, like T apostrophe O-A.
Toe.
And in Spanish, it's ouch.
Oh, okay. That's good too.
I saw some Simpsons when I was in Paris, and yeah, the Marge's voice is done by a man.
Wow.
And it's really manly and gravelly.
But still trying to be French.
Speaking in French, though. Oui, oui.
Bon bon.
Bon, bon.
Bon, bon.
Bon, bon. Bon, bon.
In the script, dough is never written down. It's only ever written as annoyed grunt. So they refer to it. And in 2001, the word dough was added to the Oxford Dictionary.
I remember that. 2001. Wow. God, my memory's all right. I was 11.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember things that have happened in my life.
that is ridiculous.
La de frickin' da.
Matt Groening provides the sound of Maggie sucking her dummy.
Gross.
That's cool. Wow.
That's him.
Different
We
reactions.
went different ways there.
Homer Simpson is the most downloaded sat-nav GPS voice available.
Really?
Would have thought John Cleese, but there you go.
Oh, John Cleese
Michael
is good.
Caine.
Oh, I'm Michael
I'd
Caine.
love to hear
Take
Michael
the
Caine.
next left.
No, not that left. This left. Oh, that's...
Hello, I'm Michael Caine. At the roundabout, continue straight ahead.
Yes, Michael, anything to say?
Dave's face looks disgusted.
He's
at
ready
me.
to go, though. Look at him.
Here he
Hello.
is. There he is.
I'm Michael Caine.
There it is.
And you are on the fastest route possible. Mr. Wayne.
What? Am I Batman?
In the film and book Day of the Locust, there is a character called Homer Simpson. The book was published in 1939. The
What?
film made in 1975, starring Donald Sutherland as the character. Homer
Donald
Simpson.
Sutherland.
That is a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Paul McCartney reportedly only agreed to do the guest star if Lisa gave up meat forever.
Oh,
Lisa
that's
the
a
vegetarian?
that's a weird.
Yeah, it's a weird request. of a
Yeah,
fictional character.
like okay, I'm going to convert everybody by making a cartoon character be vegetarian.
That was a cool episode, though. I like that one.
me
That is
too.
good.
And I reckon that was the first time I heard Maybe I'm Amazed, and I'm a big fan of that tune now.
It's a great song, isn't it?
Love me all the time. I was singing in this episode. I'm so sorry.
The writers had a backup line for Buzz Aldrin's line, "Second comes right after first."
Very good.
In Deep Space Nine when Homer Goes to Space, in case he was offended by it. The backup was, "First to take a soil sample."
That's fine.
Both good.
However, Aldrin didn't mind the original, and they went with it.
I reckon the second one's almost...
Probably a bit more offensive.
Yeah, but they're both very funny. And the joke's the same both times, so I don't know why I'd be offended. Anyway.
Matt Groening, this one's for you, Jess, is left-handed.
Yes! That's why it's a success. Everything we touch
it.
turns to gold.
The man with the golden left.
Name me a single unsuccessful left-hander. You can't. You
fuck.
can't do it.
My sister just tweeted it. She's just started listening to the show, and she's got up to the left-handed episode. And she tweeted saying, "Hey, Matt, you mentioned in the episode that you thought I was left-handed? Yeah, I was. You should believe in yourself, man."
Oh,
Nice
that's sweet. I like that she didn't... Because if it was my brother, I'd be like, how the fuck do you not know
Yeah, right.
that I'm left-handed? So that's nice that she's taken that angle.
Yeah, it was a nice angle.
Because I would have been like, you dickhead. I'm your sister. There you go. Different sisters, eh?
Huh.
How about them?
Sounds like a sitcom. Different sisters. And their
Be
take.
different from each other. Imagine what different sisters would, when their take on the world would be.
Oh, lordy. Probably a bit bloody different.
I think it would go a little something like this. Hey, look at that. Is that a plane? I don't think so.
And scene.
Roll the credits.
Different sisters is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, they gave him fucking nothing. Imagine that. Really? It sounded like no one was there. I love shooting audience. In brackets, 500 people were in attendance. The mics were turned up full. Milhouse Van Houten. Milhouse Van Houten. His middle name is Mussolini.
What?
Bam.
Sorry, Dave. What was
Is that
that?
ever in an episode?
Boom.
Bam. Marge appeared on the cover of Playboy, the real Playboy, in 2009. And I know that because I bought it, because I buy it every week.
You perv.
Month? I don't know. What's the hell?
You buy it for the book reviews, though,
book
don't you?
reviews. The coffee table book review. How else would I know what to put on my coffee table?
Exactly. You wouldn't know.
My final fun fact about my favourite character, Lionel Hutz.
Yes.
He claims to have a law degree from Princeton University, a university that does not, in fact, offer law.
Ah, very good.
Beautiful! And that is my Simpsons report. And I would like to say a big shout out and thank you to Justin McCain for making me finally do that. Thank you so much. I had to...
Thank you, Justin McCain.
Mr. Clickety, if you're from Australia...
Mr.
Clickety Cane. If not, there's a song about Mr. Clickety Cane. Look it up. Now, if you want to know more about The Simpsons, I read a great book before starting this report, The Simpsons, An Uncensored and Unauthorized History. A book by John Ortved. It was a good read with a lot of stuff that I obviously couldn't include in here about stuff behind the scenes in Writer's Room and Conan O'Brien and stuff. That was really cool. And also, a cool book if you're a Simpsons fan is actually by Matt Groening. It's called The Simpsons, The Complete Guide to Your Favorite Family. And it actually goes through every episode from seasons 1 to 8 with like behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, cool.
So I really enjoyed.
And that was written by Groening?
Yeah, so it's written by Matt
Cool.
Groening, edited by someone else, yeah. But it's really, really cool. So every episode from 1 to 8, the golden years.
And he goes, anyway, Sam Simon was off fucking about somewhere else.
Yeah,
and
well, I
am
was
getting it
bloody
done.
writing everything that you like. That joke you didn't laugh at, that was Simon. Everything else, that was me.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you were kind of more sympathetic in that partnership to Simon?
Well, everything I read, all the people behind the scenes were like, he's the man.
Right.
That's interesting,
But
yeah.
also, I think that Matt Groening's got to have some, because he also created Futurama, and that's amazing.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So he's got to be great.
I
Yeah.
love Futurama.
Yeah, totally.
There's crossovers between the two.
I didn't
as
get
well,
as
you know?
into Futurama.
I didn't
You know
get
why? Because
into
they
it straight away.
They didn't play 6 episodes on a Saturday and Sunday morning.
Exactly.
on Fox
So,
8.
like, why would I give a shit? What am I watching on Saturday morning while I eat my breakfast?
Good
Simpsons.
Point. Very good point.
And then it would be up until 12, and it was like 12, I'm still in my pajamas.
Me
and
too.
you're like,
I still be in my
Yeah,
PJs.
and it's
my
like-
parents would be like, "What are you fucking doing?"
yeah, and you'd be like, now I can start my day.
And I'm like, "I'm just eating Fruit Loops and watching this."
And then as I got older, like, and I got out of bed later, you'd still get out of bed, like, late on a Saturday, and The Simpsons would still be on anyway, you know? as long as it was before 12.
Always there for you. That's the beautiful thing about this.
And then you had Fox 8 Plus 2, which was 2 hours behind.
Oh, how good is that?
So, then
if you missed the first
if you
couple...
missed the first couple, like let's say, if you missed the first couple, you could catch up. Or if you got up really late, because as you were a little bit older, you were a teenager, maybe you were hungover, or you just slept more on weekends, you could watch it in the afternoon. God, what a time to be
What we're
alive.
talking about?
Wow, what a time to be in the affluent East.
Oh, what a time. Matt, you should have been there.
What a
Well,
time
You
to
had
have...
a channel just for the people who were on delay.
So a big thanks to Justin McKean and everyone that has me to do this episode. I hope I did not disappoint. There's a lot of information about The Simpsons there, so do with it what you will. And if you would like us to thank you personally, you can subscribe to our Patreon and support us over there. You can get bonus stuff like bonus episodes that we do once a month just for the Patreon supporters, and tickets to live shows, all that kind of stuff. And, of course, a thank you at the end of the episode. So we'd like to say thanks to 3 Patreon supporters right here, right now. And Matt's going to kick us off with a big thank you.
I'd like to thank... This one's interesting because he's just a one-name person. So
Some of the best people are Cher, Prince, the Queen.
I reckon every time this happens, you name check Cher, which I like. I like how she's your go-to.
Yeah.
I love my girl Cher.
My girl.
Not Madonna, not Rihanna, no more contemporary
time.
people. Eminem.
What's that?
Sure. Academy Award winner. Thank you very much.
Well, this guy just is known only as Michael, and I'd really like to think. I'm kind of assuming it might be Michael Jackson.
I was thinking Michael Perkins.
Your brother.
My brother.
Could be.
Big supporter.
Your brother from the same mother?
Yes, my biological brother.
Just trying to confirm
Yeah.
if you are related.
Anyway,
We
this
are.
guy's got a very sweet singing voice, Michael.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to send this one out to you, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Michael Hudson. I just figured out his surname because his email's Michael Hudson. At something
You
or other.
assume that
and
could be his
something.
middle name.
Oh,
But it's
interesting.
not just Michael Hudson.
Don't read the
No.
whole email.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Michael Hudson. Something
okay.
at something or other dot something.
Okay. Sorry if they...
If you would like to contact a Michael Hudson, I'm sure Michael Hudson at something.com
If you want to thank him as well.
why not?
I said he's
resist
got
it.
a sweet singing voice, and then I sang like with my better voice, which was kind of
That was
in a lot of
mean.
ways that was mean.
Very
Trying to put
patronising.
him in his place?
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess in some ways that was a power play.
Yeah. You're a bit like that. Hey, I would also like to thank a Patreon supporter who, you know what, like I was going to try and make a pun. You know I can't do these.
How about you just talk about their email? And their email is?
That seems to be the cool thing to do. No, I would like to thank Dave Berry.
Oh, that is a great name.
Now, we are big fans of Dave's here at Do Go On.
Oh, they're ripe for the picking.
We
Much like berries.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of going for, either berry picking or I was going to make like a Chuck Berry joke. And then I was like, you know what?
Do you know who died this week?
He died. Chuck Berry.
At time of recording, he died in the past.
Yeah. Real
90 flat?
90 years old.
90 years old, which you'd like, Jess?
Yeah, bang on 90. And you know what? For that, I thank Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
And for his music and contribution to
Who do you think, Dave?
music industry. Oh, of course I thank Dave. I've already thanked Dave. Dave, it means so much to us that you support the show, and we love you. And now, as a tribute to you, we will all list our favourite berries.
Okay.
Mine would be,
God.
if we're talking ice cream, boysenberry. If we're talking
Poison, yes, agree.
an actual berry, strawberry. Thank
okay,
you.
great.
Matt?
Dave, is it true that strawberry isn't a real berry?
It's literally got berry in the name of
That's
it, though.
good. All right. I think I'm gonna
So let's go
allow
with
it.
that.
I'm gonna
Because
allow
Thank
the
it.
you.
seeds are on the outside, yes.
I
No,
heard
I
that. I
understand.
reckon I heard that from Dave.
But it's
'cause
called a
he's
strawberry.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just thought.
So
Dave
why did you bring it up?
It's a good point. I just
Just
thought listeners at home.
tell
Look,
Dave your favourite berry.
I think my favorite. I'm with you, boysen, for ice cream.
Love it.
But I'm gonna say bloob.
Bloob. You're a bloob man.
I'm a bloob man.
David.
My favourite berry?
Yep.
Dave Berry.
Oh, fuck, he's good. I genuinely didn't think of that at all.
Thank you, Dave.
Very good.
Oh, and also raspberries.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Sucker love.
Interesting.
Second favourite.
Top two.
After
two.
Dave
And Chuck, obviously.
Top three.
And the old Victorian wicket keeper, also known as Chuck Berry.
Oh, and the Melbourne comedian Daisy Berry,
yes.
who I really like. So you're in the
Yes, very
top five
funny.
now.
Very funny.
Yeah, she's great. Okay.
And the old business phone, the BlackBerry.
Yes. Dave, would you
And
like to thank someone?
Grapes are quite nice.
I eat a lot of bananas. Don't like
Well-
them that much, but I eat a lot of them.
Oh, they're easy to eat on the go.
Also,
Exactly.
don't mind a little bit of Brian Ferry, but that's by the by.
And the final thank you that I've been putting off because I am so sorry that I will mispronounce your name. First name, Danyan. Surname, Gretorix.
Oh, that is so cool.
Danyan Gretorix, thank you so much for your support. And I'm so sorry that it's spelt Great O Rex.
Oh, man. That's too good to be a real name.
It's so good. It's such a great name. And I appreciate your support, Danyan. And I
Danyan.
know that I've just said it wrong.
Great Rex.
This is
Danyan,
exciting.
Jess, you've got nothing to say to Danyan?
Danyan Canyon.
Danyan Canyon, thank you so much.
Let's all say our favourite canyons. Mine.
Grant, yes!
The Canyon Walk in
Name another
Bright,
one,
Victoria.
you fucking idiots.
And mine,
Name another canyon.
Dave Berry Canyon.
Mine's the Canyonero.
Canyonero.
12 foot long, 2 lanes wide, 65 tons of American pride. Canyonero.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much to Michael, Dave, and Danyan for supporting us. If you want to support the show, which we welcome at all times, and it's open 24 hours a day. The bank of Patreon do go on. Do go on. We don't close on Sundays. We're not fucking scumbags like the banks. Sticking it to the man at the end here. Like Matt Groening in the 1970s before he sold out and became a half-billionaire.
Billionaire. When you put it like that, not that impressive.
Not that impressive at all.
He's only halfway to a billionaire.
Oh, would you not accept $500 million?
I would.
Give me the whole thing or nothing at all.
Hey, you're an all or nothing man.
Totally is. But get in contact with us. All the links are in the description of this episode down below here. But you can, at Do Go On, pod us for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can dogoonpod@gmail.com. We read your correspondence. It's
We
nice.
read them. And come to our comedy festival shows. If
Oh,
you're in
please.
Melbourne or surrounds, they're
Please
happening
do.
every Sunday in April, except the last one.
Yes,
which you pointed out when I was a smart ass. And I was like, the first 4, Dave? And you're like, there's 5, Jess. And I was like, I'm sorry, Dave. So the first 4 Sundays of April.
It's going to be so much fun. We would love to talk to a lot of people.
3:45 on a Sunday.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so much fun. Come have a Sunday sesh. I'm going to be drinking.
Yeah, and tickets really aren't very expensive. They're, make a day of it. It's going to be a great time.
Come have fun. So,
I think we should have made it more expensive.
Yeah, we are.
Is
The
it too
value is
late?
too good.
Is it too late to bump up the ticket
We are
price?
I think we might actually come around and ask you all for
Yeah.
a
donation.
slide a note in our pockets. As
Sorry,
we walk
the
around.
first joke of the podcast was the ticket price.
Yeah.
Can we have another $15, please?
Thank you. Each.
And anyone in Canberra, Wagga Wagga or Wollongong, come see me at the Amazing Travelling Comedy Tour this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It's going to be a great time. And we've
free
also,
hugs.
we're all doing shows at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. Matt's doing Pretty Dry. Great, his first ever solo stand-up show.
Mm-hmm.
JP, you're doing Twins.
Doing Twins with Naomi Higgins.
Have you released the poster yet?
Yes, the poster is out.
fantastic.
The
It's
poster
like
is great.
Twins. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Jess.
Yes.
Her friend Naomi is Danny DeVito. They're wearing the suits. We will post it. It's hilarious.
It's great. And the show's going to be really good too. So
It's going to be a great,
please
fun
come
old
along.
time. And I'm doing the Blind Dating Show Spectacular. Come along. We'll try and get Matt and Jess on the show dating a stranger. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
We will do that.
I'm into it. Love it.
Love dating strangers.
Love it.
All right, team. Thanks so much. And until next week, I will say goodbye.
Later.
Bye.
I'm not wearing a tie at all. 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 At all.